Hello, good evening everyone. So in today's class, I will discuss the CSAT paper of UPSC that has been conducted on 16th of June this year. So we will discuss about the level of the paper, how it was. It is similar to 2023 or on the easier side. We will also look how you can solve the questions even without the formula. What will be your approach when you are going to solve the reading comprehension questions और आपका approach क्या होना चाहिए था जब आपने examination hall में reading comprehension question को किया. So the basic idea about this session, we are going to solve each question of the paper here from question number 1 to question number 80. So you can match your answers with the, these are the most authentic answer. I can confirm कि आपके most of the answer सारे सही होंगे. There is no need to go beyond it. You can find out which type of question. You can also ask question here. अगर आपको कोई doubt है, if you are having doubt on reading comprehension, क्योंकि सबसे doubtful cases CSAT में reading comprehension ही रहते हैं. Somebody is giving the answer A, but you mark the B. तो आपको हमेशा रहता है कि मेरा B वाला सही है. If you are having any doubt on the logical reasoning, quantitative aptitudes, how we are solving these kind of the questions. Hi, good evening, Chainika. Good evening, Aditi. Good evening, UPSC की दुनिया. So we will discuss here. First, we will analyze the level of the paper कि exactly paper कैसा था उसके बारे में देखेंगे. The weightage of the each section, the weightage of the quantitative aptitudes, logical reasoning, as well as the reading comprehensions. What was missing in this paper and what was the new addition in this paper, so we can prepare ourselves for the next attempt. There's a good news for everyone. We are launching our CSAT channel specifically for the UPSC aspirant. You can join the Edukemy CSAT channel on the Telegram. It is free. We will do daily questions on that Telegram channel. If you're having any doubt related to CSAT, how to prepare for the CSAT, so you can directly ask the question there. I will request to the team if you can pin the comment of the Telegram channel in the post. So this will be the flow of the class. Okay, let's start the class. If anyone having any kind of the question, please do not hesitate to ask. आप freely पूछ सकते हैं. If you have any doubt with any specific kind of the question, you can also ask. Okay, so let's start with the questions. So this is the weightage of the UPSC CSAT paper in the last 6-7 years. According to the different section, I think it's visible to everyone. If not, I will let you know. If we are looking the weightage wise, there are the three categories. The first category is the quantitative aptitudes, famously known as the mathematics. The second category is the logical reasoning. And the third category is the reading comprehension. These are the major three categories in the UPSC CSAT examination. So, in the year 2017, there were 22 questions on the logical reasoning, 28 questions on the reading comprehension, and the 30 questions related to the quantitative aptitudes. Similarly, in the year of 2018, 22 questions related to the reasoning, 26 questions related to the reading comprehension, and the 32 questions related to the quantitative aptitude. In this year, we are having the 15 questions related to the logical reasoning. Means the number of the questions of the reasoning is fluctuating. It started from 22, once upon a time it went to 13, then 22, then 18. This year, the number of questions were 15 in the paper. The number of the reading comprehension is 27 this year. Out of the 80 questions, 27 questions are from the reading comprehension. If you are okay with the reading comprehension approach, you can easily qualify the paper only through the reading comprehension, but term and condition applied. The third part, the quantitative aptitudes, is having 38 questions. Means on an average, अगर हम देखते हैं in this paper, the RC contribute almost 27 to 28 questions. It vary between 25 to 30. Logical reasoning contribute in between 15 to 20, sometime maybe 21. But the quantitative aptitudes in the range of 30 to 35. So this is the basic weightage of the paper. So this year, the 38 questions from the quantitative aptitudes, 27 from the reading comprehension, and the 15 questions from the logical reasoning. Now, in this class or in this live session, we will focus on the concept based understanding. Exactly था क्या, section wise क्या क्या पूछा गया. So let's come to the first, the quant section. On which area they focused on, which area they skipped out. क्या उन्होंने मिस किया, क्या उन्होंने ज़्यादा पूछने की कोशिश की in this paper. Is this on the same line of last year or not? The type of the question, the type of the difficulty level in the quantitative aptitude. So the overall idea about the QA section, it was moderate to difficult. It was toward the moderate to difficult side, but not on the easier side. Maybe some of the question out of 35, 36 question, 7, 8, 10 question may be directly doable. वो हर साल ही होते हैं. But it was not easily doable because the UPSC introduced 13, 14 questions, the multiple statement questions. जहाँ पे आपको 2 या 3 statements given है. You need to give the answers of those statements on the basis of कि conclusion सही है या नहीं है. So the question of the quantitative aptitudes in between the moderate to difficult, and this time they check your concept. कि do you have a clear concept in the quantitative aptitudes? कहीं आपने formula तो नहीं रट लिया कि time speed distance निकालना है तो distance is equal to speed into time. कहीं वहां तक की तो आप static नहीं है. Do you have any idea when the LR mixed with the quantitative aptitudes, how we are going to solve those kind of the questions? Now, if we are moving to the next question, this is the breakage of the paper. The which kind of the question they asked in this paper. किस तरीके का question paper पूछा गया. The type of question in the quantitative aptitude they asked, and the most difficult part, probability, permutation and combination, it was missing from the paper. So let's see the type of the question they asked. The first was the algebraic expression. The quantitative aptitude is mostly tilted toward the algebraic expression. Even we look at the question of the multiple statements. If we look at the question of the single liner, they are mostly tilted toward the algebraic expression. A plus B is equal to C. One, if there is a 2 terms, A and B and C and D, this sum is 1 CD. So means that's toward the algebraic expression. But in the algebraic expression, I will say it was not on the difficult side, but it was toward the moderate side. The second part, number theory and the series. In the case of the number theory and series, this is the most lovable part of the UPSC. Every time they're asking the question on the number system, they're asking the question on number series. This time also the question on the number system and the number series were high. Prime numbers, the question, this is a sub part of the number theory. The prime numbers, the question on the prime numbers are 3-4 questions on the prime numbers. The question on the divisibility, the question on the remainder. There are 2-3 questions on the time and work, the question on the profit and loss. This is the basic mathematics. Then there is no question on the PNC, permutation and combination. आज के टाइम में स्टूडेंट को सबसे ज्यादा डर 2 ही टॉपिक से लग रहा था, mainly in the CSAT, the most like the probability and the permutation and combination. This year they completely skipped the permutation and the combination topic in this paper. Whereas in 2023 the trend was very different. There were 5 to 6 questions related to the permutation and combination and probability, and that also on the harder side. So this year I can say, if the last year the question paper was the 100% difficult, this year I can say the question paper was the 60% on the moderate side, 20% on the easier side, and the 10% on the difficult side. 60% was on the moderate side, 20% on the easier side, and 10% on the difficult side with respect to the quantitative aptitudes. That's what 35 to 36 questions. अगर मैं बात करूँ 20%, 35 to 36 means 7 to 8 questions are directly doable. 4 to 5 questions are like those questions जहाँ पे आप अपना time waste करेंगे. That the UPSC psychologically adding those questions, so you will waste your time on these kind of the question. And the 18 to 20 questions जहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा thinking perspective लगाना पड़ेगा. How we can solve these kind of the question without the formula, किस तरीके से presence of mind वहाँ पे काम करता है instead of the formulas. So we should look at those kind of the question as well. Bhagwat, yes, good evening Bhagwat. Now let's come to the reasoning. There were 16 to 17 questions from the reasoning specifically. In the reasoning side, they asked the question on the logical puzzle, the question on the data sufficiency, The question on the deductive reasoning, the question on the pattern and sequence, the question on decoding, coding, decoding, and question on the was easy to moderate side. The question in this paper in the logical reasoning, but from the easy to moderate side, if we are looking at these topics, अगर हम इन topics की भी बात करते हैं, these are the every year topics the UPSC is asking. Every year, they are the question on these topics. Even the question on direction sense, the missed out direction sense, the question on direction sense, there are 2 questions on the direction sense in the paper. So these are the topics we can easily focus on by looking at the previous year question on the UPSC. So these are the continuation of the UPSC in the logical reasoning. They are asking the kind of the question, but the question was on the easier side in the logical reasoning. You can easily solve the question if you are having a presence of mind in 2 hours. CSAT question is not about कि specifically आप solve नहीं कर सकते हैं. CSAT questions, where the various things matter. How you are selecting the questions. If you are stuck at 2-3 questions, you are wasting your time. Your paper is gone. You are attempting the paper after the 3 hours gap, जहाँ पे you are roaming here and there in the 46-47 degree temperature, specifically in Delhi. So you are having that mental stress level. You recently you attempted a GS paper, उसके बारे में आपको पता ही नहीं है कि how was the paper. Examination hall से निकलते निकलते you are on the 120 marks. CSAT तक आते आते आप 100 marks पे आ चुके होते. Then in the metro you are coming to the 90-95 marks, and the घर आते आते you are on the range of the 90 marks. So this is the trend going on in the logical in the CSAT paper. So ये आपका सारे burden रहता है. कोई बीच में आंसर्स भी चेक करने लग जाते, that's also having a issue with respect to the CSAT paper. So how the CSAT paper matter. Now let's come to the reading comprehension is the most important, most lovable part. Most of the students are focusing कि reading comprehension के through question हो जाएंगे, but that's the kind of the question the UPSC is asking. Reading comprehension is not a one-day work. This is your daily basis work. You are reading the newspaper on the daily basis. So आपका idea वही होना चाहिए कि how the UPSC is asking on the CSAT paper. So your perspective of reading the editorials, your perspective of reading the news should be according to the CSAT paper. How you can link both of the paper, I will discuss here before 2-3 minutes. This year, the topics specifically was the environmental issue, economic issue, economic policies, impact of social media on politics. If you look at these topics are familiar to aspirant who is preparing religiously for the UPSC GS, specifically religiously for the UPSC preparation, CSC preparation. तो उसके लिए topics बहुत known topics होते हैं. Even after knowing the topic, you people are not able to answer the question based on assumptions. The question based on inference. If they are asking a question related to the corollary, that's thank to the UPSC this year they missed the question on the corollary. If they ask the question related specifically to the inference based, what's the main idea, what is the crux of the passage, you people are not able to solve those questions. Why? क्या issue है वहाँ पे? Because you are reading these kind of the topics on a daily basis. आप environmental issue पे पढ़ते हैं. Down to earth magazines को आप पढ़ते, the Hindu newspaper, the Indian Express, you're focusing the environmental issue. Maybe it's the climate change, maybe it's the heat wave, maybe it's related to the national parks, maybe it's related to the wildlife sanctuary. You are reading these kind of the topics, but after that you're having the confusion, either answer A or B. Means something is missing in your preparation. The second type of the economic issue, there's a very beautiful passage is given in this paper, the relation between the monetary policy and the fiscal policy, and this is the disputed passage in this paper. If you are reading economy, this is your like a basic idea how the monetary policy and the fiscal policy work side by side. Maybe the monetary policy will be ineffective if the fiscal policy is not with the guidelines of the monetary policy, and vice versa. So we should focus on these kind of the passage. Then the question passage on the impact of the social media on the politics. Reels के ज़माने में the impact of social media on the politics. During अभी हमारा लोकसभा elections हुए, so we should look at the each reel containing the pictures, videos of opposition party or the ruling party. So how the social media impact on the politics? Is the social media is a level playing field? अगर आप social media के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं, तो do you have a question in your mind? Is the social media is a level playing field with everybody in this world? My answer is no. If I am having money in my account, I can pay for the more view, I can pay for the more reach. I can maybe the trending in the every social media platform if I am paying money to these social media websites. Even it's a Facebook, even it's a Instagram, even it's a Twitter, now it's X. अगर मैं उनको पे करता हूँ, they will show me on the top of the each. And that's how the social media work. Then how the effect of the social media on the elections. Do you read about the USA elections where there's an issue related to due to some social media campaign by Russia, the Trump won in those elections. So that's the impact of social media. Means there is an issue whenever you are reading about the question paper, when you are reading about the passages, when you are reading the newspaper in the daily routine, you have no question in your mind. What can be the conclusion, what can be the inference, what can be the crux, what can be the corollary, what can be the main idea, what can be the central idea. So we should focus on these kind of things. अगर हम देखते हैं the type of the question the UPSC asked in this paper, the inference based, the question on assumption based, the most of the questions are related to these two, the inference based questions and the assumption based questions. The second was the central idea. The second was the central idea of the passage. Third, thinking of the author means what the idea of the author, what the author is thinking about the passage. Direct reading based means you are reading the passage and answer in front of you. Rational practical suggestions if there is any message the passage is given, and the crux of the passage. These are the major themes under which the UPSC asks the question on the basis of the reading comprehension. तो इसमें बात करते हैं, if any of you can tell me the difference between the conclusion and the inference? What is the difference between conclusion and inference? Or what is the difference between crux and the inference? Or what is the difference between corollary and the inference? If you have the clarity about these terms, the reading comprehension is about understanding the main ideas of these terms. अगर आपको clarity है about these terms, you can easily give your answers related to the passage. So what is the difference between an assumptions and what is the difference between the conclusion and the assumptions? Assumptions और conclusion में क्या difference है? What is the difference between a crux and the conclusion? These are the kind of thinking required whenever you are reading the newspaper, whenever you are reading an article. So एक basic idea लेते हैं. The question specifically was based on the inference. The question was specifically based on the assumptions. The question was based on the crux and the central idea. In this paper, the question of the reading comprehension was based on the these four ideas. The first was inference. So there is a clarity about it. It is not same as the conclusion. It is not directly given into the passage. So it is the conclusion plus your understanding. Your understanding of passage. The first step after the conclusion. What the passage is suggesting. If you are adding these both things, then you will reach to the inference. अगर आपको conclusion और inference में difference नहीं पता है, तो you will be like कि ABCD में से क्या answer होगा. Second is the assumptions. Most difficult question in the reading comprehensions. Most of the aspirant having the like a fear about the assumption questions. But assumptions. I have an assumption that each aspirant who join the PhD program of Edukemy, they will qualify the prelims. I have an assumption those who are going to join the main support program of the Edukemy, they will qualify the mains examination. I have some relevant data behind it. अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ जिन्होंने Edukemy का PhD ज्वाइन किया उन्होंने प्रीलिम्स क्वालिफाई, वो प्रीलिम्स क्वालिफाई करेंगे. जो Edukemy का मेन सपोर्ट प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन करेंगे वो मेंस क्वालिफाई करेंगे. There is some idea behind it. On the basis of what I am saying, the idea behind the PSP student will qualify the prelims is I know their trend from the last 6 months. I have data related to those 6 months with respect to the each student. I know the level of the student, how they're reading, how they're approaching this examination. So I have a basic idea, I have a story about them. Then I can say that they will qualify the examination if they are the part of the Edukemy PSP. The rigor we are doing here, तो उसके basis पे मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि जिन्होंने PSP join किया, most of them will qualify the examination. Now come to the second part. Those who are going to join the MSP, they will qualify the mains examination. The basic idea, the historical perspective of the Edukemy MSP, even the rank 11, rank 24, Medhan, and some of the many more students who joined the MSP of the Edukemy, they qualified the main, their name in the main list. So I have a historical perspective related to it. I have a data related to it. I'm having the process based of the MSP, how the MSP is approaching. So that's my assumptions on the basis of that. Means assumptions is the story that is given into the passage on which basis this story is given. जो स्टोरी पैसेज में गिवन है, जो आइडिया पैसेज में गिवन है, वो किस बेसिस पे दिया गया है, that is the assumption that can be driven after you know the conclusion क्या है, किस बेसिस पे वो conclusion दिया गया है, that's the assumptions of the passage. So if you don't know what is the inference, what is the assumptions, you are going to be end up marking the question wrong. अगर आपको दोनों के बारे में नहीं पता है, तो it will be difficult to answer the crux, assumptions, conclusion questions. Now, similarly, let's move on the another kind here. अगर मैं बात करूं, if the UPSC given a corollary, like the last year, they ask many questions on the corollary. What is the meaning of the corollary? आप लोग passage पढ़ते हैं, आप लोग देखते हैं कि specifically this passage is related to this thing. Do you ever think, if I am giving a single passage to you, if I am giving a single passage, this passage is about the environment protection. This section is a passage toward the sanitary degradation of the environment protection plus the climate change. So my questions, without looking at the options, can you tell me the conclusion? Can you tell me the crux? Can you tell me the inference? Can you tell me the assumptions behind the passage? Or you can tell me the corollary. If you are able to do these things without looking at the options, if you are able to think this in your mind whenever you are reading the reading comprehension, then I can say you are on the right track. You are linking the things, you are brainstorming, you are thinking about the passage, you are thinking about a different perspective of the passage. तभी आप आंसर कर सकते हैं directly the reading comprehension question in the UPSC CSAT. Otherwise, there will be confusion in between the 2 or 3 questions. Corollary is the next step taken for solution. Next step taken for solution. How you are linking, जब तक आपको पता ही नहीं है corollary क्या है, तो how you are getting the answer in the passage. No? So these kind of the things we are going to discuss in our upcoming CSAT classes in detail. Our batches are going to start from September first week. And also our Telegram group, you can join a Telegram group. The link is given in the comment section. You can think about the linking, join the group. We will discuss each kind of the questions, each kind of the problems. So you can join the Telegram group or you can wait for the upcoming CSAT classes on the September 1st week. Okay. So this was about the basic idea. कि exactly है क्या? This is about the basic idea. CSAT था कितना? The level of the CSAT paper. The level of the CSAT paper is toward the moderate side. It was not the difficult side. अगर मैं आपको एक ग्राफ बना के बात करता हूँ, this is the level of the CSAT paper was increasing from the 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and it was on the peak on 2023. This was a graph from 2019 to 2023 in the CSAT. But now, this is downward and this is the level of the 2024 paper of the CSAT. And I can think those who prepared well for the CSAT, they can easily qualify this paper. Those who managed well for selection of the questions, they can easily qualify the CSAT. Now, let's discuss the question one by one. So, question number 1. Was on the relation of this passage. I think it's visible to everyone. Can you tell me it's visible or not? UPSC की दुनिया, Aditi, can you tell me this is visible? Okay. So let's start with the passage number 1. We are discussing the set A here. If you're having the paper with you, you can open your paper. So you can match your answers and you can also relate how you can attempt this paper. We will look at the how we can attempt this paper. What is the logic behind it? किस तरीके से thinking होना चाहिए when you're attempting the paper in the examination hall? What is the idea behind why I'm giving the answer A, B, C or D? That's the reason behind it. So we will discuss that as well. So the first question. Reading the following two passages and the answer the item that follow the passage, you answer to be based on the passage only. So there is a clear instruction. Your answer should be based on the passage only. We're also making the mistakes. We include our extra information that we are reading in the general studies. So वो नहीं करना है. Our answer should be based on the passage only. So our answer should be based on the passage only. And one more thing, this year, each passage is almost all the passages having the two questions. In the 2023, there was the one question. In the 2022, also there was the one question with each passage. So it saves your time if you're reading the passage once and you are giving the answer. So this year, the paper was on the easier side. So let's come to the passage number 1. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, 1/3 of the food produced by the human consumptions is lost or wasted. Lost or wasted globally. Food is lost or wasted throughout the supply chain. It's maybe the throughout the supply chain, initial agriculture production to the final households. The increasing wastage also result in the land degradation. Also result in the land degradation of the 45%, mainly due to the deforestation, unsustainable agriculture practices, and excessive groundwater extraction. The energy spent or wasted food result in about 3.5 billion ton every year. Decay also lead to the harmful emissions of the other gases in the atmosphere. Addressing the loss and the wastage of the food in the older form is critical to complete the cycle of food efficiency and the food sustainability. So this question is specifically toward the wastage of the food. As you people are also wasting the food when we are eating on the restaurant, we are skipping the meal, we are leaving our meal on the table, we are not completing our meal when we are doing the lunch or dinner. So it's about the wastage of the food. I think the topic is aware to everyone. It's a report of the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, related to the wastage of the food. And the wastage of the food lead to the land degradation. It's a directly linked with the land degradation. It is directly linked, it's released the 3.5 billion tons of the carbon dioxide production in every year. So first of all, your idea behind this passage, without looking at the options, you can think about what can be the conclusion. What is the assumptions behind the passage? Why the FAO is giving these kind of details? क्या assumptions हो सकते हैं? What is the idea? Anybody can tell me here. क्या idea होगा और क्या assumptions है on the basis of which assumptions they are giving this passage? Specifically, the passage is telling us about so comprehensive, current based or not. Comprehension to current base पे ही होते हैं. Specifically they are directly from the newspaper, they are directly from the report. So in this reading comprehension, it's about the food and agriculture reports, the human consumption or lost or wasted globally. Food is lost wasted through the supply chain के through है, and the degradation, linkage of the supply chain, linkage of degradation, linkage of the carbon dioxide. The idea is about the food wastage, linkage with the carbon dioxides and the other thing. Now let's look at the question. What the question on it? The question was, which of the following statements best reflect the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the passage? What can be the most logical and the rational inference that can be made from the passage? So we discuss about the inference. Inference is specifically about the conclusion plus your understanding of the passage. What is your idea about the passage plus the conclusion? Both का mix inference होता है. So let's read the statement one by one. The current method of the food distribution are solely responsible for the loss and wastage of the food. The current method of the food distribution and the food are solely responsible for the loss or wastage of food. Land productivity is adversely affected by prevailing the food loss and the wastage. It is directly given in the passage. Statement number 2. The first statement is not given in the passage and the second statement is directly given in the passage. If you are understanding the passage, food land productivity. They're talking about the land productivity. They are talking about the emission of the gases, seen the sustainable use of the land, that directly given in the passage. But the first statement, the current methods of the food distribution are solely responsible. How the method of food distribution are responsible for the wastage of the food is not implicitly given in the passage. So the first statement is not correct here. If I'm directly coming to the options, I can eliminate D, C and A directly because the first is not correct. So I can reach directly to the option number B. If you are more comfortable eliminating the statement number 1, you can directly reach to the answer. Now let's read the another statement as well. Reduction in the loss and the wastage of food result in the lesser carbon footprints. If you look here, it's directly given here. Result in about 3.5 billion ton of the carbon dioxides. Directly given. So you can mark when you are reading the reading comprehension and you can link from here. So the third statement is also correct. So third is also correct. Now come to the fourth, post-harvest technology to prevent or reduce. The passage is not talking about anywhere in the post-harvest technology. Passage kahin pe bhi nahi baat kar raha hai about the post-harvest technology in the given reading comprehension. But most of the, like the intelligent students, they link with the post-harvest, nahi given hai, but hota to hai na. That mentality should be gone. Because in the syntaxes of the question, they are directly given. Your answer should be based on passage only. So we should stick to this. Our answer should be based on the passage only. So the question number 1, answer will be B. The question number 1, answer will be B here. Now let's come to the question number 2, based on the same passage. The question number 2, based on the above passage, what can be the following assumptions? The based on the passage, what is the following assumptions? So that's why, do you have an idea why I should told कि आपको assumptions, inference, conclusion पहले से ही सोच के रखने? If you are not thinking about those conclusion, inference, crux in your mind initially when you are reading the passage, your answer should be कि ये 100% chances है कि influenced होगा through the option. Because UPSC is setting that kind of the option कि आपको directly influence करे. तो वो इन्फ्लुएंस का स्पेसिफिकली इशू रहेगा कि आपका आंसर्स इन्फ्लुएंस होगा स्पेसिफिकली बिकॉज ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट्स. सो दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर, व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग द रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन, योर माइंड शुड हैव अ क्लैरिटी अबाउट दिस विल बी द दिस काइंड विल बी द assumptions, दिस विल बी द कंक्लूजन, दिस इज द इन्फरेंस, दिस इज द कोरोलरी. तभी आप डायरेक्टली आंसर कर सकते हैं. नाउ लेट्स कम टू द ऑप्शंस. द फूड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मैकेनिज्म नीड्स टू बी रीइमेजिन्ड and made effective to reduce loss and wastage of food. Passage was about the wastage of food. Passage was about ki how it will help to decrease the emission of the carbon dioxide, how it will help for the sustainable land. Means there was a thinking about it कि अगर हम फूड वेस्टेज को कम करेंगे तो दैट विल यूज ऑफ सस्टेनेबल यूज ऑफ लैंड होगा. इट विल लीड टू द डिक्रीज इन द फूड वेस्टेज एज वेल एज द डिक्रीज इन द कार्बन इमिशन. दैट्स अजम्पशन अबाउट इट. अगर हम फूड वेस्टेज को कम करते हैं, दैट वाज अजम्पशन अकॉर्डिंग टू द पैसेज. बट हियर द फूड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मैकेनिज्म नीड टू बी रीइमेजिन्ड एंड मेड इफेक्टिव. दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ सॉल्यूशन, not assumptions. This is a kind of solution. The mechanism needs to be reimagined. Made effective means the first statement is telling us about the solution, means solution के बारे में बता रहा है, तो it will be the inference. It will be the inference, not the assumptions. So you should have the clarity about it also ना. अगर 4 statement है तो आपको क्लैरिटी होना चाहिए. इफ आई एम एलिमिनेटिंग दिस स्टेटमेंट, ऑन व्हाट बेसिस आई एम एलिमिनेटिंग द स्टेटमेंट नंबर 1, दैट शुड बी द क्लैरिटी. आपको क्लैरिटी होना चाहिए कि व्हाई आई एम एलिमिनेटिंग द स्टेटमेंट नंबर ए. देयर शुड बी अ लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट. या तो बहुत एक्सट्रीम स्टेटमेंट है. द सेकंड रीजन मे बी इट्स नॉट गिवन इन द पैसेज. द थर्ड स्टेटमेंट, द थर्ड इशू मे बी दिस इज नॉट डायरेक्टली कंक्लूडेड फ्रॉम द पैसेज, इट इज डाइवर्टिंग फ्रॉम द पैसेज. It may be providing the inference or the corollary where the question is about the assumptions. So what is your basis when you are attempting the passage? Now let's come to the second statement. Ensuring the reduction of wastage and loss of food is a social and moral responsibility of all citizens. When the passage was talking about the home, here if we are looking at, when the passage is talking about the excessive groundwater, the energy spent on wasted food about 3 billion tons, and the household consumption here, waste throughout the year from initial agriculture production to final household consumptions. There was a report of the FAO. There's a huge household issue related to the food wastage. तो यहाँ पे बात आ रही है फाइनल हाउस होल्ड कंजम्पशंस, मीन्स दिस मोरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द हाउस होल्ड, जिसके बेसिस पे बोला गया ना. इफ द ऑथर इज थिंकिंग अबाउट कि यस आई एम टेकिंग कि ओनर्स ऑफ द हाउस होल्ड आर द लीडर दो हु कैन प्रिवेंट द फूड वेस्टेज, जिनके बेसिस पे किया जा सकता है, तो द assumption is based on that. What can the household do? On the basis of that, the passage is written. So that's the assumptions. So if we are coming to the second option, the ensuring the reduction of the wastage and the loss of food is a social and moral responsibility of all the citizens. The second is the assumptions in the given passage, where the first is the inference. So the answer of this question will be B. The answer of the second question will be B. Now let's move to the third question. The question I am talking about the inflation rates. This is related to the economic current affairs. When you are reading about the RBI policy, monetary policy, fiscal policy, you find these kind of the questions. As inflation rises, even government previously committed to budget discipline are spending freely to help households. Higher interest rates announced by the central banks are supposed to help produce modest fiscal austerity. Central banks and the budget discipline, and this is about the inflation. To maintain the stable debts while paying more to borrow, government must cut spending or raise taxes. What the government can do. Without the fiscal backup, monetary policy eventually loses traction. So this is a very important statement given here. And your people are reading this statement in your GS also. Without the fiscal backup, the monetary policy will not work. Higher interest rates become inflationary, not disinflationary, because they simply lead government to borrow more to pay rising debt services. जब inflation rates high होगा, interest rate high होगा, तो government have power to buy more and give for the loans. The risk for monetary unmooring is greater when public debt rises, because interest rates become more important to the budget deficit. So what is the conclusion of this passage? What is the inference of this passage? What is the assumptions behind this passage? Anybody can tell me here. If you are able to tell this thing, means you are having understanding about the reading comprehension. The passage is about the inflation. The passage is about how the monetary policy and the fiscal policy work together. If the one is not working efficiently, the other will not work. अगर monetary policy नहीं काम कर रही है अच्छे से, fiscal policy भी नहीं करेगी. If the monetary policy toward the like controlling the inflation, then the fiscal policy should also support the monetary policy. That's the assumptions. कि monetary policy support करेगा. Second condition, both will work together. This is the inference. This is the conclusion. दोनों काम करेंगी एक साथ. दोनों एक साथ काम करेंगी. That will control the inflation. That is the inference. So how the three things are different in this passage? So you should think before looking at the options. अगर आपको अपना पैसेज करेक्ट करना है तो आपके ये तीनों चीजें क्लैरिटी आ जाने चाहिए. Why this is? Now let's look at the options. Which of the following statements best reflect the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the passage? Inference क्या हो सकता है? Central bank cannot bring down inflation without the budgetary backing. Yes, this is a directly given. Supposed to produce most, because the borrowing government must spending more on the taxes. अगर हम यहाँ पे देखते हैं, inflation rises, even government previously committed to the budget discipline are spending freely to help household. Higher interest rates announced central bank supposed help fiscal because of the maintained stable debt. More borrow government must spending the taxes without the fiscal backup. The word given here, without the fiscal backup. तो अगर हम ये same question में देखते हैं, central banks cannot bring down inflation without the budgetary backing. Yes, the central bank cannot bring the inflation. This is directly given in the passage. So the first statement is correct here. The second statement, The effect of monetary policy depend on the fiscal policy pursued by the government. Yes, we directly inference बिना देखे हम लोगों ने किया. We are looking at the passage, we are telling the inference. This will be the inference of the question. तो उसमें there is a lesser chance that I will be influenced by the option. There is a lesser chance of doing the mistakes because I am reading the passage cautiously. I am focusing on the passage कि what can be the directly inference, what can be the assumptions. तो मेरा आइडिया उसी के बेसिस पे होना चाहिए. इवन यू कैन लुक एट द क्वेश्चन कि क्वेश्चन इन्फ्लुएंस पे पूछा है, अजम्पशंस पे पूछा है, तो माय व्यू ऑफ लुकिंग एट द पैसेज दैट शुड बी. अगर क्वेश्चन अजम्पशंस पे है तो मेरा पैसेज देखने का नजरिया वही होना चाहिए कि मुझे अजम्पशंस देखना है ऑन व्हिच बेसिस दिस पैसेज इज रिटन. until and unless first you are reading the passage, then you are reading the options, then you are thinking ये भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है, because you are not thinking in your mind what is the inference, what is the conclusion, what is the corollary, what is the inference. तो वो आपको देखना होगा. You need to understand the things. So the answer of this question will be C. So the third question number third, the answer will be C here. Now let's come to the question number 4. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions. Again, the assumptions, the question paper is asking the assumptions. अगर आपने पहले से ही सोच लिया होता तो it will not take more than 15 seconds to solve this question. Fiscal policy of government are solely responsible for higher price. No, this is not an assumption. Because the monetary policy and the fiscal policy work together, we cannot say the fiscal policy is related to the higher price. So this is not an assumption of the passage. Higher price do not affect the long-term government bonds. This is irrelevant, nowhere given in the passage. So the answer will be D here. Do you understand what I want to say here? Your reading should be very effective. Whenever you are looking at the question, whenever you are looking at the reading comprehension, whenever you are reading an editorial, simple editorial, your idea should be based. What is the conclusion? Second, what is the inference? What is the author want to say? What can be the corollary? Means what can be the next solution to it? What can be the idea behind the passage? What is the theme of the passage? What is the moral of the story? If you are looking at each editorial with this perspective, I can guarantee you, your reading comprehension will never be wrong. 90 to 95% of your questions will be right here. Okay, now let's move to the question number 5. The answer of question number 4 is D. Now let's move to the question number 5. What is the least possible number of cuts required to cut a cube into 64 identical places? If there is a cube, this is a cube. The question is about what is the least possible number of cuts required to cut a cube into 64 identical pieces. Means small 64 cube बनाने हैं, तो उन small 64 cube को बनाने के लिए मुझे कितने कट देने होंगे? Like this is a direct question from our classrooms. Classrooms में direct question कराया गया है ये कि कितने cuts देने होंगे, किस basis पे देने होंगे. That's a direct question has been asked from our classroom and there is a formula regarding to it. 64 cuts के लिए कितने cuts देने होंगे, for the 128 के लिए कितना देना होगा, किस basis पे cut करना होगा. If we are considering it, every face of the cube is having the 16. Every face of the cube having the 16 small cube. 16 here, 16 here, 16 here, and 16 here. कुछ common भी होंगे, तो that's why 64. And if I'm cutting an edge from the 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I'm cutting at 3 times, that will be lead to the formation of the 4 cubes. So here the answer will be 3 plus 3 plus 3. The answer will be 9. The very simple question, a direct question from the notes. There is a formula for the cube. If you want to, even there is a question related to the color of cubes. Color के बारे में भी होता, तो you can directly give the answer. There is a formula n square n cube के बारे में है. So even we can do this by formula like the n cube, n is equal to 4 here. And 4 means there each corner is having the 4 cube. If I want to divide each corner by the 3 parts, 1, 2 and 3, then 3 times it is required. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. So 9 will be the answer here. The question number 5, answer will be B. It was an easy question related to the quantitative aptitudes. The question number 5, the answer will be B here. Now, let's come to the question number 6. In this expression, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is chosen from plus, minus and multiplication, each at the most 2 times. What is the smallest non-negative value of the expression? First of all, you need to understand the questions. है क्या? एक sequence given है. We need to change these stars by the plus, minus or the multiplication, and we cannot repeat more than 2 times. मैं ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं continuously negative sign use करूँगा. There is a limit. You cannot repeat it to 2 times. So let's see the question. It's also an easy question. 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is the given sequence. And the question is asked about what is the smallest non-negative value. Non-negative value means it can be the 0 also. 0, 1, 2, 3 कुछ भी हो सकता है. That's a non-negative value. So let's introduce the sign. So according to the question, अगर मुझे lowest value चाहिए, तो I will do either a division or the multiplication, or the use a negative sign. I will decrease the content. लेकिन यहाँ पे division का sign नहीं, we are having the negative sign, so we will use the maximum time the negative sign here. So I can use 5 minus 4 minus 3, but I cannot use continuously the minus sign because there is a limit. You can use at most 2 times. 2 बार तो मैंने use किया. So I need to use the plus as well as the multiplication. I will use the multiplication where it is having a very less amount, जो lead करेगा बहुत कम amount को multiply करने में. If I am using the multiply here 2 into 1, तो कोई change ही नहीं है. 2 into 1 is 2, and here I left with the plus sign, तो मैं यहाँ पे plus sign use करूँ. So if I am writing using the board mass, 5 minus 4 minus 3 plus 2. 5 minus 4 minus 1, that is equal to 0. So the answer here will be D. The question number 6, answer is D. It's a simple plus minus multiplication. I hope this is clear to everyone. Plus, minus and the multiplication. So the question number 6, answer will be D. Now move to question number 7. Okay. A certain number of men can complete a piece of work in 6K days. In 6K days, it may be the 60 days, it may be the 600 days, it may be the 6,000 days, we don't know. Where K is a natural number. By what percent should be the number of men be increased so that the work can be completed in the 5K days? Work can be complete in 5K days. It's simple. यहाँ पे formula लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. Most of you are thinking about the which kind of formula we will use because we don't know the number of the workers. मुझे workers नहीं पता है 100 workers है 150 workers हैं, तो how I am going to take the decision here? There is a simple funda. If there is a 6K days, but now we want to reduce it to the 5K. So what is the reduction in the percentage of the work? If the work need to be completed in the 5K days, तो 5K days का 20% कितना होगा? 1K means that will be the 6K. Means I need to decrease the time by the 20%. मुझे 20% time को decrease करना है because initially it was the 6K time. Now I need to do it to 5K. Means I need to decrease it by the 20%. So I want to decrease the time by the 20%. Though similarly I need to increase the workforce also by the 20%. किसी 100 works को 100 लोग कर रहे हैं, I need to complete the 100 work को 100 लोग 100 days में कर रहे हैं. I need to complete the work in the 80 days. Means जितना कम time मुझे करना उतना ही labor मुझे बढ़ाना होगा. The simple. I need to decrease the time by 20%, so I need to increase the labor by 20%. So the answer of this question will be C. So the question number 7, answer is C. I hope this is clear. UPSC की दुनिया, खुशीराम, भागवत, it's like I think it's clear to everyone. So it's also a very easy question. It's a basic percentage question, I can say, or if somebody is including in the work and time, but it's a simple percentage question. If there is a decrease in the number of days, on the similar level there is an increase in the number of labor. So the answer here will be the 20%. अभी तक हमने किसी भी question में formula नहीं use किया. We are solving the question without using the formula because it's a very good method. If you understand the demand of the questions, how we can solve with the logical reasoning, with the logics, how we can use the minimal use of the formula. Minimal use कहाँ पे कर सकते हैं? We need to decode the statement. Simple idea about the CSAT. You need to decode the statements. Now let's come to the question number 8. The question looks huge. Okay, let's see. X, Y, and Z can complete a piece of work individually in 6, 8 hours and 8 hours. X will complete in the 6 hours, Y will complete in the 8 hours, and Z will also complete in the 8 hours. Means Y and Z having the same efficiency, where the X is having the high efficiency than the Y and Z. However, only one person at a time can work in each hour. There is also a condition given. Only one person can work in each hour. If at 5 o'clock X is working, then the Y, Z are resting. If at 6 o'clock Z is working, then the Y, X is resting. This is the kind of condition. अगर X काम कर रहे हैं तो Y, Z रेस्ट पे हैं. अगर Y काम कर रहे हैं तो X, Z रेस्ट पे हैं. अगर Z काम कर रहे हैं तो X, Y रेस्ट पे हैं. Only the single person will work at a single time. So this is the question given. Now let's read again. And nobody can work for 2 consecutive hours. Means if somebody is working for the 5 at 5 p.m. he cannot work at the 6 p.m. वो 6 बजे काम नहीं कर सकता. 2 consecutive hours के लिए they cannot work. Means X cannot work continuously for the 3 hours. X cannot work for the continuously 2 hours. X should work only for the 1 hour, then the Y work. Then again maybe the X work, then maybe Z work. That's a condition given. It's not my condition. Till now, only the information on the question is given. All are engaged to finish the work. What is the minimum amount of time that they will take to finish the work? Now, the question is about minimum amount of time. Minimum amount of time means we will use maximum that person that having the higher efficiency. जिसके पास ज़्यादा efficiency है, हम maximum use उस person का करेंगे with alternating use of the another person. So if we are looking at here, the total number of work, what can be the like if a can piece of in 6 hours, 8 hours and the 8 hours, however only one person at a time can work for 2 consecutive hours, all are engaged to finish the work. Let's consider there are the 48 works. There are total 48 works. 48 works in, because I am taking the 48, it is divisible by 6 and it also divisible by 8. Means it's divisible by both. You can take even the 96. That's your choice. जो आप लेना चाहें वो ले सकते. If they are the 48 works, means X is doing 8 work per hour because efficiency is the 6 hours. Then the Y is efficiency 6 hours, 6 work, and the Z efficiency is also the 6 hours. So we can use 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8, but it is lead to the 50, but we need the 48 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour. Means 7 hours तो complete नहीं है, तो I can eliminate here. 7 hours is not complete, so I can eliminate. I am getting EWS category 85. Yes, you can easily qualify, Karthik. 85 in the EWS category is enough. You please start preparing for the mains. So if the X is working here, then Y, X, Z, X, Y. आप किसी को भी यूज कर सकते हैं. In last, there is a X is working, and we are having the extra 2 days. Extra 2 days means 8 by 2, 1 by 4 means there is a 1 by 4 extra time. 1 by 4 extra time is 60 minutes में 15 minute. That's a 45 minutes. So the answer here will be the C. So answer यहाँ पे C होगा. Simply मैं आपको दोबारा बता देता हूँ. I think it's like a difficult side for you people to understand. We are using the efficiency, the 6 hour. The efficiency is the 8 because we are considering total number of work are 48. Then the X will do the 8 work, Y will do the 6 work, X will do the 8 work, Y will do the 6 work, X will do the 8 work, Y will do the 8, 6, 14, 22, 28, 36, 42 plus, now again the 8, 50. But we are only having the 48 works. Means if we are working for the 7 hour continuously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we will do the 50 work. But we need to do only the 48 works. Means we are doing the 2 work extra in the 7 hours. So the 7 will be eliminated. So if in 1 hour I am doing the 8 work, in the 15 minutes I will do the 2 work, in 30 minutes I will do the 4 work, and in the 45 minutes I will do the 6 work. Here I required only the 6 work, so I will do in the 45 minutes. That's the efficiency of X. So the 50 minus 2, the 48. So the answer will be C here, 6 hour 45 minutes. So the answer will be C. In this question, I just written down the information given in the question, nothing else. कुछ नहीं किया, just written down the information of the question here and just addition and calculating the answer here. So the answer of question number 8 will be C. Now let's come to the question number 9. How many consecutive zeros are there at the end of the integer obtained in the product 1 square, 2 square, 3, 6, 4, 8 up to 25 raised to 50? So in this case, this is a favorite question of the UPSC in the one form or the another form they're asking. We need to calculate here how many times 5 is appears. जितनी बार 5 आएगा उतनी बार ही there will be the 0 there. So 1 square, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8, then it will be the 5, 10. 5 raised to power 10. Then it will be the 15, then it will be the 20, then it will be the 25. 25 raised to power 50. So there will be the 105. यहाँ पे 10 होंगे. Similarly here, the 15 and the 20 is also having the same kind of the things. So if we are adding all of them, then the day will be the 200. So इस case में specifically we are looking at those kind of the issue. अगर आपने PYQ बहुत अच्छे तरीके से किए हैं, 5 raised to power 10, 10 raised to power 20, 15 raised to power 30, 5 raised to power 10, 10 raised to power 20, 15 raised to power 30, 20 raised to power 40, 50, 90, 120, 140 and 150. But here 5 into 5. 2 times 5 is using. So here the 105, here the 40, here the 30, here the 20. If I am adding all these 5, then I will reach to the 200 0. Simple question. अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे 1 square, 2 raised to power 4, 3 raised to power 6, 4 raised to power 8 and continuous 5 raised to power 10, 6 raised to power 12, 7 raised to power 14, 8 raised to power 16, 9 raised to power 18 and 10 raised to power 20. So I am writing here only the power. 5 raised to power 10, 10 raised to power 20 and last में given है 25 raised to power 50 and 15 raised to power 30 and 20 raised to power 40. This is given to me. This is directly given in the question. In 25 now 5 into 5 we are having the 2 5s, so I can write the 100, 5 raised to power 100. Similarly in the case of 20, 5 into 4 I can write the 40, 10 raised to power 30 I can write the 30, then the 20, then 10. If I am adding all these I am getting a 200. So the answer of this question will be D. There will be a 200 0 at the end. I hope this is clear. This is again I written only the information given in the question. No formula, nothing, just the information given in the question and the basic logic. How you can add. If there is a 0, it should be the multiplication of 5 and 2. It may be the multiplication of 5 and 4. It may be the multiplication of 5 and 8. It may be the multiplication of 5 and 10. But in each case, we are multiplying with the 5. So we need to calculate the number of 5 in the given equation. So the answer of this question is 200. Now let's move to the question number 10. On January 1st, 2023, a person saved rest 1 on January 2nd. So let's write the information. On the 1st January, the person is saving 1 rupee. On the January 2nd, he saved 2 more than that on the previous day. Means 2nd January, he saved 3 rupee. On January 3rd, he saved just 2 more than that on the previous day. On 3rd January, he saved 5 rupee and trend going on. In the 4th January, he saved 7 rupee. Then the 5th January, he saved the 9 rupee. On the 6th January, he saved the 11 rupee. And 7th January, he saved the 13. On the 8th January, he saved the 15 rupee, and so on. Continuously on the 9th January, he saved the 17 rupee. This is the given in the question. 1 January को 1 है, then the 5th को 9, 6th को 11. This is like a AP, arithmetic progression, adding the 2 in the each day. Now let's read again. He saved 2 more and continuously. At the end of which date was his total saving a perfect square as well as a perfect cube? Uske saving, when will reach to the perfect square or the perfect cube? So before going to the information, when the saving will be the perfect square or the cube, the same number should be the square, the same number should be the cube. If I am doing the 2 square, 4, 2 cube, 8. 8 is a perfect cube but not the perfect square of the 2. Similarly, in the case of 3, the square is 9 and the cube is 27. 27 is the perfect cube but not the perfect square of any of the number. Then in the case of 4, it's a 16, then 64. Then 64 is the perfect square of the 8 and the perfect cube of the 4. So we need 64 jahan pe sum aa jayega total of the saving, that will be the answer. We need the number that is having the perfect square and the perfect cube. If I am squaring down from the 2, 3, 4 continuously, then the 2 square 4 cube 8. 8 is not a perfect square but it's a perfect cube of 2. Similarly, 27 is the perfect cube of 3, but 27 is not a perfect square of any of the number. 4 is the perfect square 16 and the cube is the 64. 64 is the perfect square of 8 and the 64 is the perfect cube of 4. So that number is the 64. If we are adding total number, the 64 is the day on which its saving will be the perfect square and the perfect cube. So 1, 3, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 39, 49 and 15, 64. Means till 8th of January, his saving will be the perfect square as well as the perfect cube. So the answer of this question will be B. The answer of this question will be B. Similarly, the again question, we just written the information given in the question. So whenever you are attempting the CSAT, understand the question clearly. What's the exactly demand of the question? What is the information given in the question? Then try to solve with the written information. These kind of the methods we are solving in our Edukemy classes that are going to start on September. You can join the Telegram group of the Edukemy that are launched today on a special occasion specifically related to the CSAT. So the every query related to the CSAT we will discuss there also. So the question number 10, answer will be B. Now let's move to the question number 11, that is the passage. So today, if we consider cities such as New York, London and the Paris as some of the most iconic cities in the world, it is because plans carrying a heavy system approach were imposed on their persist. Heavy system approach and most iconic cities. The backbone of these systems theories process of translating social, spatial and cultural desirable into mathematical models using the computing, statistics, optimization and the algorithmic way of formulating and solving the problems. Means there is some statistical design, there is a formation of the problems. The early universities of the West, which began to train professionals in planning, some of the most ingenious planners who were experts in these domains. This was because these very subjects were absorbed into the planning curriculum that had its roots in the social science, geography and architecture. Planning in India and its education differ from the West. The question passage is about the planning. The passage is about the planning in the West cities like the New York, London and the Paris. And they are comparing the university are using the technical information. The universities of the West are using the experts related to the planning. Computing, statistics, optimization and algorithmic way formulating and solving the problems. The University of the West began to train professionals in planning. Spawned some of the most ingenious planners were experts in these domains. This was because these very subjects were absorbed into the planning curriculum that had its roots in the social sciences, geography and the architecture. planning in India and its education differ from the West. In the last, they are comparing with the planning of the India and the education. So what is the inference of the given passage? What is the assumption behind the passage? What is the main idea of the passage? Can anyone tell me without looking at the options? So in this passage, the inference is about, in the West, they are using the planning, they are using the speciality, they are using the social, spatial and cultural desirables, they are using the university are using a trained professionals for the planning. Specifically, they are also using the cultural desirables, they are also using the computing, statistics and optimizations for the planning purpose. This is the inference. But in India, our university approach our work in a different way. Planning and education also differ from the West. This is about the passage. Specifically, what is the inference of the passage? That's the inference of the passage. Second, what is the assumptions behind it? The assumptions behind it, in the West, the universities are using the professionals. In the West, they are focused on the skill development, so that they can be directly work on the planning and they're changing the education system. But inference and the assumptions are different. What is the conclusion? Conclusion of the passage, they are using the specific things and that's different from the India. So this is the inference, conclusion and the assumptions. Now look at the options here in the questions. Which one of the following statements best reflect the most logical and the rational inference that can be made from the above passage? Most logical and the rational inference. Again, we need to tell about the inference here. The curriculum for urban planning courses should have diverse and interdisciplinary approach. That's we read here, जो मैंने पहले भी बताया without looking at the options. Social, spatial, culturals, computing, statistic optimizations, planning in the most genius approach, and they are using the different geographical perspective also because they were subject the planning curriculum को design करते हैं. So this is a different kind of the approach the West is using here. That's given in the statement number 1. Curriculum for the urban planning courses should have diverse and interdisciplinary approach. जब तक आपको geographical approach नहीं पता होगा, urban planning कैसे होगा? Floods related to the geography, आपको पता होना चाहिए किस basis के roads, किस basis का drainage बनेगा. We need to interlink all the discipline there. Accordingly, we need to give the answer here. That's not the information from the outside, that's the information given in the passage. Okay, let's consider this statement. Now let's move to the next one. In India, city administration is under bureaucracy, nowhere mentioned. So directly eliminate. In India, the management of the urban area is local affairs with the chronic problem, not anywhere mentioned with respect to the insufficient fund. With high density of the population and widespread poverty, not anywhere mentioned in the passage. So the answer of this question will be A. The question number 11 answer will be A. So it's directly how you are brainstorm in your mind when you are reading a passage. तो आप उसके basis पे ही answer करेंगे. Now let's come to the question number 12. Assumptions again. Oh, it's a coincidence. So we are thinking about the assumptions and the inferences. The question again asked on the assumptions. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. India needs a new generation of the urban professionals with knowledge relevant to the modern urban practice. Indian universities at present have no capacity or potential to impart training system. This is not mentioned anywhere and this cannot be assumptions. ऐसा ना तो passage में mention है. The passage is mentioning about the Indian university system and the Indian education system. Planning in India and its education system differ from the West. But nowhere mentioned it's about the lacuna of the Indian education system. It's nowhere mentioned about we cannot target the training systemic approach. It's nowhere mentioned in the passage. So the second cannot be the answer. Second कभी नहीं हो सकता. So we can eliminate the second and C. We are left with the A and D. Now read the statement number 1 again. India needs a new generation of urban professionals with knowledge relevant to the modern urban practice. Yes, the main idea on which the passage was written, the comparison between the two systems of the West as well as the country. In this case, the passage was written on the basis of the things that India need to introduce what the Western countries are doing. So at that time, when they are concluding the passage, so in the last, the India system of education and the planning is different from the West. So the author has assumptions the India system should be based on the similar kind of system that the West are using, multidisciplinary approach. So the assumption number 1 is correct here, but the second is not an assumption. So the answer of this question will be A. The answer of the question number 12 will be A. Now let's move to the next passage. Now let's move to the next passage. Not every voice on the internet commands the same kind of audience. When anonymous private entities with the high capital can pay more space for their opinions, they are effectively buying a louder voice. Means if somebody is paying to the social media, somebody is saying paying to social media, he can trend in the different kind of the social media platforms. The line is saying this thing. If means there is a no equality, means there is a no equality, means everybody is not treated equal on the social media when it's about the sharing, when it's about the caring, when it's about the share your post. It's about the number of views also. The some institution is getting on 50 views, someone maybe the 50,000. That on the basis of the money, that's the basis of connection you're spending there. So means the issue of equality and the issue of money and about the equality in the social media. If political discourse in the digital sphere is a matter of outshining one's opponent till the election is won, then the quality of politics suffer. Means if the campaign is driven through the paid social media advertisements, if the campaign is driven through the, like they are advertising on the social media continuously with the paid concept, means there is no rationality in the elections. Means your election is only based on the paid PR. आप paid पैसा पे करके continuously अपने आप को दिखाना चाह रहे हैं, everywhere you are present there. The focus of the social media is restricted to the promotion of the content that generates more user engagements, regardless of how inflammatory the content may be. This is an important line. That generate more user engagement. कैसे? By paying more money. The more user engagements. How inflammatory the content may be. Content किसी भी तरीके का हो, but that's not matter. But they need the high user engagements. So in this basis of the passage, we can say that if social media is not a platform that provides equality to the everyone. In the social media, the views can be get through the paying the companies. If there is no rationality of the elections, when they are advertising through the social media through the paid concepts. That's the main inference and the assumption behind the passage. Now let's look the question. So which of the following statements best reflect the central idea of the passage? The central idea हमें बताना है passage का क्या means what's the main theme, what's the passage is all around. Passage किसके चारों ओर घूम रहा है, that's the central idea. Constructed as a marketplace of the view, social media ensure instant access to the information. It is not talking about the instant access के बारे में बात नहीं हो रही है. The passage is talking about the paid promotions, paid advertisements. The social media are not ideal or moral institution, but the product built by the company to make profits. Yes. Let's consider this statement. It can be the answer. Social media have been created to strengthen democracy. Yes. Social media have been created to strengthen democracy. There is a question mark on it. अगर social media को बनाया गया to strengthen the democracy, why the paid promotion? Why the paid PR on the social media? So that's not mentioned in the passage. In today's world, social media are inevitable for the well-informed social life. No, cannot be the answer. 1, 3 and the 4 cannot be the answer. The answer will be 2 here. Social media are not ideal or the moral institution, but product built by the company make for the profit. So the answer of the question number 13 will be B. Let's see it here. Generate more user engagements unless any kind of the inflammatory content can pay for more space. These are the keywords in the statements given in the question, and these are keywords given in the passage. So that's the central idea. So the option number B, the social media are not ideal as a moral institution. So the answer is here B. Any doubt till now? Now let's move to the next question, question number 14. The question number 14 is also based on this passage. What is the assumptions? Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Internet is not inclusive enough. Yes, this is consideration. This is an assumptions. जब आप पे करके ले सकते हैं तो all are not treated as equal, वो हमने बात भी करी specifically when we are reading the passage. So the internet is not inclusive enough because you can pay and do that. So that's the assumptions given in the passage. Yes, this is the right assumption. Internet can adversely affect the quality of policies in a country. Yes, this is also assumptions when you are doing the paid promotion, when they are talking about the election process को affect करता है. It's affect the election process, so that's the consideration about the affect the quality of the policy of a country. So that's both are the assumptions here though. Sorry, the answer of the question number 14 is C. The answer of the question number 14 is C. Now let's move to the question number 15. This is the question related to remainder. Which of the following these numbers are divisible by which of the following these numbers? The first option is given here, 2 and 3 but not 37. 3 and 37 but not 2, 2 and 37 but not 3, 2, 3 and 37. So in this case we need to be focused on 3 से तो divisible होगा ही. अगर हम यहाँ पे देखते हैं, अगर बात करते हैं तो it's divisible by the 3, 3, 3, 3 की बात करें तो that's it's divisible by 3. तो not divisible by 3 तो that can be eliminated here. तो question C can be eliminated. But in the another case we need to be focused on कि किस तरीके के how you can solve the these kind of the remainder kind of the question. In the remainder kind of the question you should be focused on here. आप सबसे पहले directly focus कर सकते हैं, it's an even number and it's an odd number. It's an even number and it's an odd number. When we are adding even and odd number, it's an even and we are adding even and odd number, that will be an odd number. इस केस में you are looking at the concept of odd and even. अगर आपको odd and even का concept पता है तो 2 to 2 raised to power 333 it will be a even number. It will be a even number. Okay. 333 raised to power 22 2 to 2 because the cyclicity of 3 की बात करें 3 square लास्ट में 3 आ सकता है, लास्ट में 9 आ सकता है, लास्ट में 1 आ सकता है, लास्ट में 7 आ सकता है. This is the cyclicity here. So in this case this will be the even and this will be the odd. So even plus odd always odd. This is an identity. If we are adding even plus odd, that will always be the odd. If the sum come to be the odd, how it can be divisible by 2? जब sum odd होगा तो how it can be divisible by 2? So it is not an answer. This already eliminated. This will not be the answer. It will not be divisible by 2 because it's not. It is an odd number. जब आप इसको solve करोगे, it will be the odd number. So the even plus odd is equal to the odd. So the answer here will be the B. 3 and 37 but not 2. So again this kind of the question is also looking for your intelligence, not how you are going to solve these questions. अगर आपको बेसिक सा फंडा पता होता कि even plus odd odd होता है but that is not divisible by the even numbers, so directly you can come to the option and you can eliminate these 3 options and the option number B will be right here. So the answer of the question number 15 is B. The answer of question number 15 is B. Now let's move to the question number 16. What percent of water must be mixed with honey so as to gain 20% by selling the mixture at the cost price of the money? It's a similar kind of the question but that we did in the work and time वाले questions में. अगर मुझे time 20% कम करना है तो I need to increase the labor by 20%. The similar kind of the question. If I am having the honey and water, if I am having the honey and water, I need to gain 20% by selling the mixture. मुझे 20% गेन करना है बाय सेलिंग द मिक्सचर एट द कॉस्ट प्राइस. मान लो if I am having the 100 liter of honey, if I am having the 100 liter of honey, I bought it at in 100 rupee. I want to sell the same in 100 rupee at the cost price, means 1 liter of honey is equal to 1 rupee. But I want to make a 20% of profit. 100 का 20% means 120 rupee. I want to sell this thing in the 120 rupee, but at the cost price of the honey, that is the 1 rupee per liter. That is the 1 rupee per liter. If I'm making the mixture 120 liter by adding 20 liter of water in the honey, then the 120 liter into the 1 is equal to 120 rupee. So he can sell the mixture at 1 rupee, means at the cost price, and at a profit of 20% by selling the honey at the cost price. That's the demand of the question. So in this case, means if I am adding a 20 liter of the water in the 100 liter of the honey, that's a 20% of addition of the water. So the answer here will be the 20%. The answer of question number 16 will be A. The answer of question number 16 will be A. I am having the 100 liter of honey. I bought the honey at a 1 rupee per liter. That's a 100 rupee. I want to make a profit of 20%, mean I want to sell the same mixture at 120 rupee. But the condition is here. The cost price of the honey will be equal to the selling price. I need to mix something if the cost price is equal to the selling price, but in how much amount? The amount will be equal to the how much I want to make the profit. If I make to profit the 20 rupee, then I will add the 20 liter of water, means the 20% of the water inside the honey. That will be the answer. The answer of the question number A will be 20. So question number 16, the answer will be A. We are discussing the set A here. So the question number 16, answer is A. Till now, there is specifically no question जो without formula नहीं किया जा सकता, but your presence of mind is required. अगर आप presence of mind, you're reading continuously, presence of mind रहना चाहिए आपका questions में, ताकि आप उसमें loop holes पकड़ सकें और you can attempt the answer here. So this is the question number 16. The answer is here. There is a question of Abhishek. In the question, Urban, I think both statements are incorrect. The passage only talk about the Indian planning is differ from the West. We don't whether differ is a good or bad. Yes, Abhishek, it's not a good or whether, because when we are doing the assumptions, the question is about the assumptions. Na? It's not about the inference. अगर inference के बारे में होता तो obviously the second was incorrect. The question is about the assumptions कि आपने क्या assume करके उस passage को लिखा. That is the assumptions behind the passage. That can be assumptions. Yes, this is an assumptions. Assumptions की thinking किस basis पे prelims qualify कर रहे हैं. That's your assumptions. कि मेरा पेपर अच्छा हो, मैं CSAT में qualify कर रहा हूँ, मैं GS में qualify कर रहा हूँ. That is your assumptions. You are going to qualify the prelims. The similar, the kind of the assumptions behind the passage when we are comparing the West and East, West and India. How India can improve related to the planning in the West. So that's why I am considering the B is the assumptions. The one is not assumptions. That's why the answer is B. Now, let's come to the question number 17. What is the rightmost digit preceding the 0 in the value 30 raised to power 30? What is the rightmost digit? What is the rightmost digit preceding the 0 in the value 30 raised to power 30? In 30 raised to power 30 लास्ट 30 जीरो होंगे. इससे नेक्स्ट वाला डिजिट क्या होगा? We need to be tell what is the next digit to the 0. So this is a cyclicity question. This is a cyclicity question. In the case of the 3 cyclicity, the first last digit can be the 3 continuously. If I am doing the square of the 3, it can be the 9. If I am doing the cube of the 3, it can be the 7. 3, 3, 3, 7. 3 is a 9, 9, 3 is a 27. And it can be the 1. 27 into 3, 81. 81 का last digit 1 हो सकता है. It can be a 3, it can be a 3 square, it can be a 3 cube, it can be a 3 raised to power 4. If I am again doing the 3 raised to power 5, it will repeat again with the 3. 81 3 is 243, so the last digit will be 3. So means there is the cyclicity of the 3 is 4. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. This is a technical aspect. you should know the cyclicity of the 3. The 3 has a cyclicity of 3, 9, 7, 1. We are having the 30 times. जब हम 30 टाइम डिवाइड करेंगे 4 से, there will be the 7 complete cycle, 4 7 the 28, but we are left with the 2 cycles. In the first cycle it will be the 3, in the second cycle it will be the 9. So the last digit which is next to the 0 will be the 9. That is based on the cyclicity of the 3. So the answer here will be the D, that is a 9. So in this question you need to know about the cyclicity of the 3. What is the cyclicity of the 3? Most of you start multiplying 30 times. That will take 5 to 6 minutes. फिर आप उसको काउंट करेंगे कौन सा पहले आएगा, दैट्स द थिंग. बट अगर आपको पता है कि व्हाट इज द साइक्लिसिटी ऑफ द 3, so you can directly mark the answer in this question. 30 raised to power 30. The 3 has a cyclicity of 3, 9, 7 and the 1. We are multiplying 30 by 30 time. Means if I am dividing the 30 by the 4, that because the 3 has a cyclicity of 4, then I am left with the 2 remainder. Because the 7th cycle will complete, and in the 8th cycle second digit will appear at the last. In the 8th cycle the second digit will appear at the last because we are left with the remainder 2. So the second digit will be the 9, and so that will be the answer here. The answer of the question number 17 will be D. Now let's come to the question number 18. 421, 427. 421 and 427 when divided by the same number, leave the same remainder 1. ठीक है? How many numbers can be used as a divisor in order to get the same remainder? कितने नंबर से हम इसको डिवाइड कर सकते हैं कि we can get the same remainder in each case? If we are calculating 4, 6, 7, 4, 6, 13. Means the sum of this is 13, sum of this is 7. If I am dividing the numbers by 3, I am getting the remainder as 1. If I am dividing here again, I am getting the remainder 1. अगर मैं इसको 3 से डिवाइड करता हूँ तो एक एक रिमाइंडर मिलेगा. Similarly in the case if I am dividing it with the 2, I am getting the remainder 1. I am getting the remainder 1. If it is divisible by 3 and 2 and we are getting the remainder 1, so means the multiplication of the 3 and 2 also will left with the remainder 1. 6, 7 the 42. I left with the remainder 1 here. So there is a 3 can be the 2, 3 and the 6. If I am dividing the number by the 2, 3 and the 6, then the remainder will be 1 here. So it's a simple question. So the answer here will be the C. 421. For the second way, you can consider it as a 420. You can consider it as a 426. 420 and the 426. 420 is divisible by 2. 420 is divisible by 3 and 420 is also divisible by 6. Similarly, 426 is divisible by 2, divisible by 3 and divisible by 6. But the number is 421 and the 427. Means the remainder is 1 in the each case. So the 2, 3 and the 6 are the 3 numbers which will give the same remainder when we will divide the 421 and the 427. So the answer of the question number 18 will be C. The answer of the question number 18 will be C. Now, let's move to the next question. Question number 19. Can X contain 399 liter of petrol and Y contain 532 liter of diesel? There are to be the bottled in bottles of equal size, so that the whole of the petrol and diesel would be separately bottled. The bottle's capacity in the term of liters is an integer. How many different bottle size can be possible? We need to tell the highest common factor here. Simple. कितने sizes possible हैं bottles के कि एक ही amount का bottle लें और वो possible हो. Means we need to do the factorization here. 399 का factorization करेंगे, 532 का factorization करेंगे, and you will find out the common numbers. There are the 4 type of the numbers that can be the bottled here. So the answer of this question will be B. Then the easy question, I am not discussing it because direct question. आपको सिर्फ factorization करना है 399 and 532 का, and you will get the answer here. So question number 19, answer will be B. Question number 20. Consider the following statements in respect of S is equal to X plus Y plus Z, where x, y and z are the distinct prime numbers, each less than 10. Means prime numbers less than 10, it can be the 2, it can be the 3, it can be 5, it can be 7. These are the prime numbers less than 10. The unit digit of s can be 0. In this case, the unit digit of s can be 0. The unit digit of s can be 0 means yes, it can be 0. x plus y plus z. अगर आप मुझे 3 numbers लेने तो I can take 2 plus 3 plus 5. 5, 3, 8 plus 2, it can be 10. Means the unit digit of s can be 0. The unit digit of s can be 9. It is not possible if I am adding 7, 2, 9, 3, 12. No, it's not possible. 7, 5, 12, 3, 15. It's not possible. The unit digit of s cannot be 9. The unit digit of s can be 15. Yes, unit digit of s can be 15. 7 plus 5 plus 3, 15. The unit digit of s can be 5. यहाँ पे 5 भी हो सकता है, 0 भी हो सकता है, लेकिन 9 नहीं हो सकता है. So the second statement is not correct. I am eliminating the second, so the answer will be C. Answer will be C here, 1 and 3. So in this case, you can see here, simple question, just listing down the information of the question. Question is saying the sum x plus y plus z, where x, y, z are the distinct prime number less than 10. Distinct prime number means unique prime number less than 10. If you are adding these numbers in the form of x, y, z, then the unit digit is maybe 0, maybe 9 and maybe 5. So कौन सा possible case होगा जहाँ पे 9, 0, 5 है? तो it is not possible according to the given condition. 1 and 3 is possible, so the answer will be C here. Now let's come to the question number 6, 17, 18. Question number 21. This is again the passage. By the time children reach the 8th class, the bulk of them meant to be in the age of 13 to 15. But in our country, about a quarter of all children in the 8th struggle with the reading sample text, and they half are still unable to basic arithmetic operations like division. Every year, about 25 million young boys and the girls from the elementary schools move into the life that lies for them beyond compulsory schooling. They cannot enter the workforce, at least in the organized sector, till they are 18. अगर आपको याद हो तो एसर रिपोर्ट भी यही बोलता है कि they cannot read, write. They cannot read, write. अगर 8th क्लास का बच्चा है तो वो 6th, 7th क्लास का भी नहीं पढ़ पा रहा है. That's the एसर रिपोर्ट. वही आपको सिंपल दिया है. For many families, these children are the first from their families ever to get this far in the school. Parents and the children expect that such graduates from school will go on to high schools and the college. Hardly anyone want to go back to the agriculture. On the other hand, ability in the term of academic competencies are far lower than they could be even based on the curricular expectation of the class 8. Till the class 8, the students are not able to read and write, so their opportunity in the next years are very less. Their opportunity to get in the college, their opportunity to get in the workforce are less because they are not even the 18 years when they are not able to read the content of the 6th and 7th class. That's the idea about the passage. So let's see the question they are asking. The first question, based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. For effective school education, parents have greater role than the government. Nowhere mentioned. Nowhere mentioned in the passage. School curriculums that confirm the 2-day requirement is uniform to entire country may address the issue brought out. Not mentioned anywhere. It's not about the change in the curriculums. It's not an assumption there. So the answer of question number 21 will be D here. So the answer of question number 21 will be D. Now let's move to the next question. Which of the following statements best reflect the central idea conveyed by the passage? Central idea means the major theme, क्या है major idea क्या है passage का, तो that's the central idea. In the case of the central idea, total education of poverty in the country will resolve the issue of underperformance of the school. नहीं, ये mention नहीं है. Monetary incentives to parents and teachers is a strategy. This is nowhere mentioned in the passage. Public policy should ensure the competency and achievements of young people are aligned with the expectation. This can be. It is not to take advantage or a demographic dividend unless the school pass out to go back to the agriculture. ये भी नहीं है because the passage is saying about they don't want to move toward the agriculture. ठीक है. So the answer of this question will be C. Most accurate answer will be C of the question number 22. Let's move to the next passage. Read for 1 minute. The passage number 7. We take it for granted now that science has a social responsibility. The science has a social responsibility. The idea would not have occurred to the Newton or the Galileo. The thought of science has an account of the world as it is, and the responsibility that acknowledges what to tell the truth. The idea that science is a social enterprise is modern, and it's begun at the Industrial Revolution. We are surprised that we cannot trace a social sense further back because we nurse the illusion that the Industrial Revolution ended as a golden age. तो साइंस एज अ सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, अगर कोई साइंस है सोशल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से पैसेज को लिंक किया गया. क्वेश्चन नंबर 23. विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट बेस्ट रिफ्लेक्ट द थिंकिंग ऑफ द ऑथर? ठीक है, वी नीड टू टेल अबाउट थिंकिंग. सिंपल. साइंस मस्ट वैल्यू द कमिटमेंट ऑफ द साइंटिस्ट? नो, नॉट मेंशन्ड. साइंस इज अ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ सिविलाइज्ड सोसाइटी? नॉट गिवन. Industrial revolution was made possible by the advancement in the science? Nowhere mentioned. Science must pursue truth but responsible for the social welfare, जिसकी हमने बात करी. The main idea of the passage यही है. If you are looking at the passage, the idea of the science is a social enterprise. So it's about your reading, how you are reading, how you are pursuing the passage, what is your thinking when you are attempting the passage. So the question number 23, answer will be D. Now come to the question number 24. It's a sequential question, question number 24. Consider the sequence A, B, C, D, B, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20. So these are the 20 alphabets. Either I can divide it in the group of 4 alphabets in the 5 group or the 5 alphabets in the 4 groups. तो मैं इस केस में इसको डिवाइड कर सकता हूँ either the 4 alphabets in the 5 groups or the 5 alphabets in the 4 groups. Whenever you are doing these kind of sequencing, you need to divide the alphabets into the groups accordingly, ताकि एक पैटर्न बनता हुआ दिखे. If you are looking at the pattern, so then you can easily get the answer. So let's divide in the 5 alphabets in the 4 group. So the first out of the 5 alphabets is the A, B, C, D. Next is the B, B, C, D. The third is the A, B, C, D. And the fifth is the A, B, C, D. So this is a set of the 5 alphabets. This is the set of the 5 alphabets. We need to fill these blank spaces. If we are filling through the options, what can be the best option here? Here we know the answer. Let's fill the C. Answer A. Then I'm filling the A. Then I'm filling the C. Then I'm filling the D. Okay. So let's look at the sequence. A. Then the sequence A, B, C, D is completed. A. Then the sequence B, B, C, D. Then again A, B, C, C. यहाँ पे डबल A, डबल B, डबल C, तो means last में डबल D. That's the sequence. Double A, double B, double C, double D. So you need to be focused on the sequential side. कि क्या sequence होगा? In this case, double A, double B, double B, C, double D. So you need to divide the given equation into the groups of 4, groups of 3, groups of 5 accordingly. अगर ये हमारे पास odd number होता तो I should divide in the group of 3. So accordingly you can divide and you can fill through the options directly and you can find a sequential change in the given numbers. So the answer of question number 24 will be the C. So the answer of question number 24 will be the C here. Now let's come to the question number 25. The question number 25, to person P and Q enter into business, P puts R 14,000 more than Q, means the P put the money, the Q plus 14,000. This is the value invested by the P. P has invested for the 8 month. P has invested for the 8 month and Q has invested for the 10 months. If P share is 400 more than the Q share in the profit of 2000. So next profit is given. 2000 profit is given. P share is 400 more than the Q share. If I am writing here, the profit of the P is 1200 and the profit of the Q is the 800. So the profit of P is 400 more than the Q. Simple. That's the information given in the question, nothing else. Out of the profit of the 2000, the share of P is the 400 more than the share of the Q. That's written here. If I am taking at the ratio, the profit is in the ratio of 3:2. The profit is in the ratio of 3:2. So now let's come to the option. I will choose that option that will give me the ratio of the investment as a 3:2. So in this case, let's choose the first option. Out of the 30,000, if the P is investing 30,000, then the Q will invest 16,000 because the equation is given here. P is investing 14,000 more, P is investing 30,000, then the Q is investing 16,000. So Q is investing for the 10 months, so 160,000 is equal to 1.6 lakh. Means in the complete 10 months, the Q invested 1.6 lakh rupee. P invested for the 8 month, 3 into 8, 2.4 lakh. Q invested for 1.6 lakh and the P invested 2.4 lakh according to the time period of the P and the Q. So let's see the ratio of their investment. 2.4 and the 1.6. Yes, again, it's a ratio of 3:2. 8 3s are 24, 8 2s are 16. So the answer is 3:2. The profit in the ratio of 3:2. Even the investment in the ratio of 3:2. So the answer will be here A. Simple. Through the answer options, you can find out the answer of the given question. This is the information given in the questions. जो हमने देखा, information given है questions में. P is investing 14,000 in the Q. Nothing else. मैंने कुछ नहीं किया. Just write down the options. Investing for the 8 month, he invested for the 8 month. I written ki P invested for the 8 month. Q invested for the 10 month. I written here the Q invested for the 10 month. The profit was the 2000 after a period of time. When their sharing of the profit is the 1200 and the 800. That's also given. P profit is 400 more than the Q. Profit is 1200 and the 800. That's given. That's given in the question. The ratio of their profit is a 3:2. 1200 and 800 I can write. The ratio of their profit is a 3:2. So I need to find out the ratio of their investment. If the ratio of the investment is also in the ratio of 3:2, then that will be the answer. So I choose the option number 1 because we are starting from the option number 1 here. So then P is the 30,000. Then the Q will invest the 16,000 rupee here. P ने अगर 30,000 को इन्वेस्ट किया है तो Q 16,000 इन्वेस्ट करेगा because that is given here. P is investing 14,000 more than the Q. P invested for the 8 month. So 13,000 into 8 is equal to 2.4 lakh. Q invested for the 10 month, then it's the 1.6 lakh. So if it invested 2.4 lakh, it's invested the 1.6 lakhs. Then the ratio of 2.4 and the 1.6 is the 3:2. It is the same as the ratio of their profit. So the answer of this question will be A. The question number 25, answer will be A. Now let's move to the question number 26. P's salary is 20% lower than the Q salary, which is 20% lower than the R salary. Means Q salary is equal to P plus 20%. R salary is equal to Q plus 20%. P salary is 20% lower, means P salary is 20% lower than the Q. R salary is 20% lower than the Q. Simple. This is given in the question. By how much percent is the R salary more than the P salary? Now we need to be tell how much percent of the R salary more than the P salary. If I am considering the Q salary is 100 rupee if I'm considering the Q salary is 100 rupee, then the R salary will be the 120 rupee. Q is 100, then the R will be the 120. If the R will be the 120, then I can say the P will be the 150. This is the from the given statement. Then you can find the difference between the R salary and the P salary के बीच में you can find the difference, and the difference will become to the 56.25. That's the percentage question now. Simple आपको ये फंडा solve करना था PQR salary का, then you can with the base of the R salary you can find the answer here. The question number 26 answer will be B. Now come to the question number 27. A number is mistakenly divided by 4 instead of the multiplying by the 4. Let's consider the number is 100. It is divided by 4, means 25. If I am dividing the number by 4, it is 25. Instead of multiplying, if I multiply the number, it will be the 400. What is the percentage change in the result due to its mistake? There is an error of 375. There is an error of 375. So 375 divided by 400. Then it's the error of 93.75%. Easy question again. The question of percentage, the 93.75%. The error of 93.75%. Easy question is given. A number is mistaken divided by the 4 instead of multiplying by the 4. Divide by the 4 instead of multiplying by the 4. If we multiply it by 4, the value will be the 400. But now it's 25. Difference is a 375. So the error 375 divided by 400, that's the 93.75 is the error. So the question number 27 answer is D. The question number 27 answer is D. I hope clear till now. Any doubt? Question number 27 answer is D. Now let's come to the question number 28. In an examination, 80% of students passed in English, 70% of students passed in Hindi, 15% failed in both the subjects. What is the percentage of students who failed in only one subject? This is like a question. So in this question, we can go through the Venn diagram. This is a Venn diagram question. In an examination, 80% of the students passed in English, means 20% of the student failed in English, and 70% of the student, 30% of the student failed in Hindi. हिंदी में 30 बच्चे फेल हुए हैं, इंग्लिश में 20 बच्चे फेल हुए हैं. बट द कॉमन स्टूडेंट फेल, जो हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में फेल हुए, दे आर 15 ही. सो मीन्स 5 यूनिकली फेल्ड इन इंग्लिश एंड द 15 यूनिकली फेल्ड इन हिंदी. 15 plus 15, 30 total failed in Hindi. 15 plus 5, 20 total failed in English. So uniquely failed in single subject. 15 are uniquely failed in Hindi. 5 are uniquely failed in English. So 15 plus 5, 20. So the uniquely failed in only one subject is the 20%. So the answer of the question number 28 will be B. The answer of the question number 28 will be B. Now let's come to the next. Question number 29. This is a age problem question. You can directly do this type of the question. It's the most favorite option question of the UPSC also. ये simple questions होते हैं जहाँ पे equation आपको बनाना है accordingly. Father said an year back, I was old as you are now. An year back के बाद father के value दी given है age की. Similarly, the age of the son is given. So the answer of this question is A, 30 years. So this is an direct question. You can make the two equations, find the value of the x and y, then you can finally find here. Other way, अगर आपको नहीं करना, solve नहीं करना, तो here number is given 130. That is the sum of their age. Sum of their age है, so it's a simple funda. अगर मैं इसको divide करता हूँ 80 plus 50 में, if the 80 is the age of father and the 50 is the age of son, then the 80 plus 50 is equal to 130. It is a local society scenario. जब father 80 के होते हैं, son 50 का. It's a basic scenario. अगर ये 100 plus 30 करूँगा तो मैं it's a rare scenario in the society. So this logic is not applicable everywhere, but in the some of the question can be applied. Directly 130, so 80 plus 50, 30. The difference 80 minus 50, that is the 30 years is the difference. This is the basic. जब आपका intuition सही काम करता है, so that can be the idea. Otherwise, you can make a two equation. So the question number 29 answer will be A. Now let's come to the question number 30, the easiest question in the paper. The question number 30 is the easiest question in the CSAT. Consider the following: 1000 liter is equal to 1 meter cube, metric cube. 1 metric cube. Yes, it's a 1 metric cube, right? 1 metric ton is 1000 kilogram. Yes, अगर आपको ये समझ आ रहा था 1 metric ton 1000 kilogram है, तो ये 1 metric cube 1000 liters होता है. 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meters square. Yes, this is also correct. So the answer of the question number 30 is equal to D, 1, 2 and 3. So the answer of question number 30 is D. Again we are looking at कि अगर आपको basic पता है, if you are looking at the basic idea, yes, this is the basic idea required in the CSAT. अगर आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे, if you are looking at the questions, simple questions, simple units are given here. अगर आपको units के बारे में भी पता है कि हाँ, this is the unit of the given questions, so you can simply answer here now. So we can see the level of the question paper of 2023 and the level of the question paper 2024 is a huge difference. You can here easily apply your basic information. Here you can write about the information given in the question and you can easily solve the answer. Till the question number 30 हमने एक भी formula use नहीं किया. Without using the formula, we are directly answering the question. So directly you can also answer your question if you practice accordingly. There is a condition. If you practice accordingly, अगर आपने practice इस तरीके से की है कि you are looking at the question, you are writing the information, you are solving the questions. Even in this most of the question we can do without using any formula because these are given the direct number questions. Now let's move to the next question. This is the passage number 8, the history of the science. I read from here. Yes, passage number 8. The history of science is the real history of mankind. The history of science is the real history of mankind. In this striking epigram, a 19th century writer links science with its background, like most epigrams. Its power lies in the emphasizing by the contrast and aspect of truth, which may be easily overlooked. In this case, it is easy to overlook the relation between the science and the mankind and treat the former as some abstract third party, which can be sometimes be praised for its beneficial influence, but frequently and conveniently blamed for the horrors of the war. Science and the mankind cannot be diverged from time to time at man's convenience. Yet, we have to see that in spite of the countless opportunity of improvement, the opening years of present civilization have been dominated by the international conflicts. Is this inevitable result of the progress of science or does the fault of lie everywhere? Philosophical message की आपको international relation के basis पे है. So let's come to the question here. The question is here: which of the followings is the emphatically conveyed by the author in the given passage? Author कहना क्या चाहता है in the given passage? The simple question. तो reading comprehension में directly देख के ही आप लोग बता सकते हैं. What's the author want to say? Let's read the statement. Without science, mankind could not have continued to exist till today. इस तरीके की बात ही नहीं हो रही है. इंटरनेशनल कन्फ्लिक्ट्स की बात हो रही है, मॉडर्न लाइफ्स की बात हो रही है, बट दे आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द मैनकाइंड कुड नॉट बी कंटिन्यूड. सो द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट करेक्ट. Sorry. In the second statement, it is a science that will ultimately determine the destiny of mankind. Extreme statement. It's an extreme statement. They're not telling the science cannot be divorced at a convenience, and point out that treating science as an abstract separate from the human agency is misleading. They are not telling it's about anywhere related to the destiny. तो इस तरीके की कहीं बात नहीं है. So the question number 31 answer will be D. The question number 31 answer will be D. Now come to the question number 32. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. First assumptions: the horror of the modern life are inevitable result of the progress of science. The horror of the modern life are in the inevitable result of the progress of the science. No, it's a more like an inference instead of the assumptions. Inference ज़्यादा है, but not an assumptions. So answer of this question first is not correct. Second, The aspect of truth likely to be overlooked is that science is what man has made it. Yes, the science is what the man has made it. It's an assumptions when the writer or the author is writing about the war, is writing about the issues of the war, at the international war in the last line of the passage. So the assumption second is correct here, but the first is wrong. So the answer of this question will be B. There is a Karthik Agarwal. Sir, I have to join essay course, but I am very anxious about the cutoff. Getting 83 EWS category from different institutes, and the answer. Hi Karthik, you can ask about the course. I will suggest wait for the 1 week. The result will be declared in the last week of the June itself on the 28-29. Then you can join the essay course. If you are comfortably, yes, you are having confidence, you can qualify, so you can join here. If we are looking at the trends of the last years, like it's a comfortable margin. If you're scoring 83 to 85 in the EWS category, then there is a most likely chances you will qualify the examination. Okay. Now let's come to the next passage. Next passage is only with the long experience and opening of his wares on a many a beach where the language has been not spoken, will the merchant come to know the worth what's carry, what's the parochial and what's the universal in the choice. Such delicates goods as justice, love and honor, courtesy and indeed all the things we care of are valid everywhere, but they are variously molded and often differently handled and sometimes nearly unrecognizable. If you meet them in the foreign land and art of learning fundamentals, common value is perhaps the greatest gain of the travel to those who wish to live at ease among their fellow. So this is about when you are traveling at the international level, how you are meet and greet, how you are sharing your common values, how you are sharing the fundamental universal values or unique values. So passage about unique values, fundamental values, common values, how you share, meet and greet, how you are focused on the justice, love and the honor and the courtesy. इसके बारे में बात हो रही है. So these are the kind of the basic crux of the passage जिसके बारे में बात हो रही है. Now let's come to the question here. When meet other people while we travel, we learn to differentiate between imagination and understanding, no. Community and nationalities, no. Local value and universal value, yes. Friends and few, no. Without looking at the question, I'm telling you about the universal values, local values and the common values. उसके बारे में हमें पता लगता है when we are traveling from the one place to another place. There's a given in the passage. It's a direct question there. Now come to the question number 34 on the basis of the same passage. The question number 34. With reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. The travel leads to an understanding of the humans. The travel leads to understand the value of the humans. Yes, on the basis of the passage is written. If you are traveling from the one place to another place, you are understanding the common values, you are understanding the universal values, you are understanding the each kind of the courtesy. So that's a basic assumptions. Travel leads to an understanding of the humans. So I can eliminate the B. Travel helps those who wish to learn fundamental common values. ऐसा नहीं है. It helps everyone. Travels help those who wish to learn fundamental common values. Let's read the third one. A person with long experience in travel can resolve differences among people. A person with the long experience. A person with the long experience travel can resolve difference among people. ऐसा possible है. If you are looking at the passage, it is not possible in the real life. Even if the passage is not given. A person cannot resolve a difference even if he is having a long experience. So the third statement is incorrect. If I am moving to the option, third is incorrect. Third is in the each option. So I will go with the option number A, 1 and 2. So the question number 34, answer will be A. Now let's come to the question number 35. Let X be a 2-digit number. X be a 2-digit number. AB. Y be another 2-digit number, but the reverse of the X be A. Then what is the number of the possible value of X? Okay. X can be equal to 10A plus B. Y then equal to the 10B plus A. this is given. If I'm taking here 10a plus b and 10b plus a, I can take, if x plus y is the greatest two-digit number, then the x plus y the greatest two-digit, the x plus y 10a plus b plus 10b plus a. This is the x plus y is the greatest two-digit number. So I can write the 11a plus 11b. I can take the 11 as common, a plus b. This is the final equation. This is the greatest number. Greatest two-digit number. Then what is the number possible value of a? क्या होगी? अब मेरे पास एक इक्वेशन आ गया 11 is equal to 11 into a plus b is equal to two-digit number है, we cannot be on that. So if we are writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I am putting the value of a as a static. अगर मैं a की वैल्यू को स्टैटिक रखता हूँ तो I am having the more 8 values here. That can be the value of b. That can be the value of a. If I am keeping the static as a as a 3, then again I am having the 8 value I can put at the place of b. So there can be the more than 8 values, that's a d, more than 8 values, that can be the possible. What is the number possible value of x? That's the 8 values are the possible for the x. There are the 8 possible value that can be the possible for the x. So the answer of question number 35 will be a little bit tricky question. The question number 35 answer is D. The question number 35 answer is D. Now let's move to the question number 36. Weight of 6 boys equal to weight of 7 girls. Weight of 3 men equal to weight of 4 women. Means सबका weight equal है 6 boys, 7 girls, 3 men and the 4 women. They are having the equal weights. In the average weight, so this is the question of average. If the average weight of the woman is 63, there are the total number of women are 4. So the 63 is the average weight. So the total weight is 4, 3, 12, 1, 252. So their total weight is 252. What is the average weight of boys? हमें बताना है. 6 weight of boys, 7 girls, 3 men, 4 women. सबका equal weight है. So means the 6 boys is having the weight of 252. Then I can divide 6 4 is 24 and 1 6 to the 12, 42. The answer of the question number 36 is 42. The answer of the question number 36 is the 42. Easy average questions. In the given statement, weight of 6 boys is equal to weight of 7 girls is equal to weight of 3 men is equal to weight of 4 women. The average weight of the 4 women is given, that is the 63 kilogram. If the average weight is 63 kilogram, then the total weight 63 into 4 because there are 4 number of women. Then the 63 into 4 is equal to 252. That 252 is also the average weight of 3 men, 7 girl and the 6 boy. So we need to find out about the weight of the boy. So the 252 is divided by the 6, then the final answer will be the 42. So the answer is B here. Let's come to the question number 37. Easy question. Directly class में किया हुआ question है. Some other standard question in this paper, like 10, 12 question, other standard questions. If अगर आपने classes attend की हैं in the PSP, I took the class related to the CSAT, then you can easily able to do the direct question जो पूछे गए हैं, cube का question है, clock का question है, the series questions हैं, अभी last वाला average questions की हैं. These are the very simple question. Question the work and time. These are the very direct question. Question the age जो हमने solve नहीं किया, but that can be easily solved for the equation. The question the age 6 साल पहले मेरी age मेरे बेटे की, these kind of the question. It's a very direct questions. So this year the question paper is easy. I can say the moderate side, not the easy, moderate sides. So you can easily solve the paper. And also that can be the reason of increasing in the cutoff for the GS as well. So the question number 37, how many times the hour hand and the minute hand coincide in the clock between 10 AM to 2 PM? So 10, 11, 12, 1 and 2. This is the clock. In 24 hours clock they coincide 22 times because in between 11, 12, they are 11 to 1, they are only meeting at the one time. 11 से 1 के बीच में केवल एक बार मिलते हैं, 10 से 11 के बीच में एक बार मिलते हैं और 1 से 2 के बीच में एक बार मिलते हैं. So 1, 2 and 3. So they are meeting at the 3 times. So the answer of this question will be 3. Direct answer. कोई solution required नहीं. Just read the question, mark the answer. Question number 37, answer is 3. Now come to the question number 38. It's also an easy question, the question based on the calendar. The calendar of the year 2025 is same for एक नॉन लीप ईयर का कैलेंडर 2 बार सेम हो सकता है, इवन आफ्टर द 6 ईयर और इवन आफ्टर द 11 ईयर. दिस इज द शॉर्टकट. 6 साल बाद रिपीट करेगा और 11 ईयर बाद रिपीट करेगा. तो लेट्स कम टू द ऑप्शन. 6 साल अगर मैं ऐड करता हूँ तो 2031 और 11 ऐड करता हूँ तो 2036. दोनों में कोई भी ऑप्शन होगा तो वी कैन मार्क. 2031 is the option, so the answer is C here. But directly you can solve, the answer is C. The other way to solve this question, जब तक odd days 7 is equal to 0 ना हो जाए, then you can count. Like 2025 is a non-leap year, so the number of odd days is 1. 2026 non-leap, odd days is 1. 2027 is non-leap, odd days is 1. 2028 is a leap year, odd days is 2. 2029 non-leap year, odd days is 1. 2030 non-leap year, odd days is 1. 2031 non-leap year, odd days is 1. If I am counting 1, 2, 3, 4 to 6, 7. 7 by 7, 0 means the next repeat will be the 2031. ठीक है? The question number 38, answer is C. So again an easy question. Easy इसलिए है because practice is required. If you are not practicing in the right direction, if you are not thinking in the right direction, then the easy question can become difficult. So practice is required. A guidance in the guidance is required in the right direction. अगर आप बात करते हैं कि किस तरीके से पढ़ना है सीसेट को, कैसे फोकस करना है, क्या स्ट्रेटजी हो सकती है, तो यू कैन ज्वाइन द टेलीग्राम चैनल और यू कैन ऑल्सो वेट फॉर द कोर्स दैट्स गोइंग टू लॉन्च ऑन September related to the CSAT. So that's the way how we can develop a skill to solve the question, develop a skill to solve the reading comprehension, how we can change your reading style, how you can link your brainstorming, how you can link the multiple concepts at a single time. That's the kind of study required. Let's come to the question number 39. The question is, let P, Q, R and S be the distinct positive integer. P, Q are the odd, P, Q odd है, R, S are the even. Consider the statement even, odd, even. Means this is the again the concept of the odd and even. इससे पहले हमने एक किया था. Now again it's the concept of odd and even. So before solving the question, let's write. If I'm adding odd plus odd, तो दो odd numbers को add करूँगा, that will give me the even number. If I'm adding the odd plus even, that always give me the odd number. If I'm multiplying odd with the even, if I'm multiplying the odd with the even, that always will give the even number. If I'm multiplying the odd with the odd, that always will give me the odd number. That you should remember. Odd plus odd, even होगा. Odd plus even, odd plus even, 1 plus 2, 3. Odd होगा. Odd plus odd, even होगा. 1 plus 1, 2. 3 plus 5, 8. Even होगा. Odd into even, odd 3 into even 6, 18. That will be the even. Odd into odd, 5 into 5. Always give the odd. These 4 you can implement here. Let's see. P minus R. P is the odd and R is the even. P is the odd, R is the even. If P I am considering 5, R is the even, that will be the odd. तो ये odd आएगा. Then multiplication. Q and S. Q is the odd, S is the even. If I am multiplying odd with the even, it will give me the even. So odd with the even, this multiplication odd, this multiplication even, complete odd into even will lead to the even. So the first statement is correct, odd into even into even. So the first is directly right. So simple formula लगाना है, odd into even. It's not a complex, not a rocket science. Odd plus odd, even, odd minus odd के बारे में देखेंगे. इसके साथ साथ odd plus odd, odd even, odd multiply by even, that's simple formula. Next, Q minus S. Q is the odd, S is the even. Again, Q is the odd, S is the even, then it will lead to the odd. Q minus S means odd. This term will become to the odd. Multiply Q square into S. Q is the odd, S is the even. So if Q into S, Q into S, Q square, odd square, even, even into even, even. तो the multiplication of odd into even होगा, यहाँ पे odd है, यहाँ पे even है, odd into even again will be the even. So the second is also even, first is also even. Yes, first and second all correct here. Now let's check the third as well. Q plus R. Q is the odd, R is the even. Odd plus even. Odd plus even is odd. Odd plus even is odd. Multiply. P plus S. P plus S, odd. Odd into odd. Odd into odd. Odd. And that's the odd. कोई calculation नहीं है. Simple, the elementary concept of the 5th, 6th class. Odd plus odd क्या होता है, odd plus even क्या होता है, odd into even क्या होता है, odd into odd क्या होता है. That's the elementary concept here. So the answer of this question will be D. All the statements are correct. Yes, this time the UPSC introduced the 14-15 question on the statements जो आपका time consumption करते हैं, because you need to check the every statement here. So that's the time consumption area. अगर आपने choice question के सही से किया होगा so you can easily mark your answers and you can effectively complete the paper, because the passing marks is 33%. Okay, so let's the question number 39. The answer is D. Now the question number 40. Again the question from the clock. Again it was completed in the, like it was practiced in the classrooms. What is the angle between the minute and the hour end? There is a formula for calculating the angle between the minute and the hour end, 30h minus 5.5 m. This is the formula to calculate the angle between the minute hand and the hour end. So in the case of H is the hour, 4, 30 into 4 minus 5.5 into 25. 120 minus 137.5. So the answer is equal to 17.5 degree. So the angle between the minute and hour end is the 17.5 degree. So the here the 17.5 degree is the C. So the answer of this question will be the C. Question number 40, answer is C. So you can see here how the question can be easily solved. Formula based, the first question we use the formula because it's very simple, 30h minus 5.5 m you can directly use. इससे पहले क्लॉक का क्वेश्चन हमने किया, कैलेंडर का क्वेश्चन हमने किया, it's an easy question. But term and condition applied. If you practiced well, if you are applied your information well, if you are mentored well, अगर आपको किसी ने mentor अच्छे तरीके से किया है तो you can directly mark. Then again the passage question. Let's see the passage question. Conventional classrooms. Yes, conventional classroom, by emphasizing fixed duration over learning effectiveness, resign themselves to variable outcomes. The tyranny of the classroom is that every learner is subject to the same set of lectures in the same way for the same duration. In the end, a few learners shine, some survive, and the rest are left behind. After the fixed duration, the classroom models moves on, will not a thought spared for those left behind. This is how we end up with a 10% employability in our graduates after a decade and a half of the formal education, repeating the same intellectual scripts. The realm of the skill education will not produce the different results. This is the same reality of this industry as well. Everybody is treated equally. When you're sitting in the classroom, they are make you sit for the 3 hours. Everybody is listening because we need to complete the time in the syllabus, but we need to know the catching power of each individual. Where the role of mentorship came. In the mentorship specifically, each individual is different. Your mentor will treat you as a different candidates. Because your demand, your requirement is different from the others. Every aspirant is different. If something is applicable on the X, it cannot be applicable on the Y. It may be or may not be. So the mentorship is not you telling कि ये chapter पढ़ के आ जाओ. The mentorship is to identifying how you can perform well. The mentorship is about how you can learn effectively. कैसे time का अच्छे से use कर सकते हो आप. That is the mentorship. So in the Edukemy, we are launching a main support program. It's the most demanding program of the Edukemy, जहाँ पे आपको mentorship के बारे में how you can tackle the answer writing, pre-examination, post-test mentorship, one-to-one mentorship, कहाँ पे किस कंटेंट को यूज करना है, कहाँ पे केस स्टडी को यूज करना है, कि आपको you are lacking in which subject, you are lacking in the writing or you are lacking in the understanding the concept, or you are lacking in the linkage part, or you are lacking in the writing part. That's different kind of the mentorship. So you can focus on the Edukemy main support program. So it's a tagline, MSP is Edukemy USP. So last time, the most of the candidates who join the Edukemy MSP, they are mostly qualified the mains examination. Okay, now let's come to the passage again. Conventional classrooms के बारे में बात हो रही है. This is the basic of the education system of India. Every student is treated equally. हर कोई क्लास में बैठा है. They are delivering the lectures. The idea is to completion over time. कि students should sit in the class. Student को क्लास में बैठना ही है. आपको number of hours complete कराने. You are not focusing on the outcome of it. What the learners is learning in the class. अगर data देखें तो out of the graduation candidate, only 10% of getting the employment. So there may be some issue related to it. क्या issue है related to it? That's this passage is talking about. So that's a very simple straight passage. So what is the question in the passage? With the following statements best reflects the most logical, rational inference that can be made from the passage. In the conventional classroom learning, the central goal is duration of learning rather than the attainment of the competency. Yes, this is the main inference. यही तो कहना चाहता है ना पैसेज कि focusing on the duration, कितना लंबा तक बिठाएं, सुबह से शाम तक बिठाएं, rather than attainment of the competency. We should focus on the competency as well. Conventional classroom encourage one size fits all approach. Yes, we are considering that every candidate is same, whereas the every candidate difference is given in the passage itself. So the inference of this question is both the statement are correct. Answer will be C. The question number 41, answer is C. Now let's move to the question number 42. The question number 42, based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. So in this question, in this paper, specifically two kind of the question dominate. One is the inference, second is the assumptions. As a large number, question number 42, which of the reflect the most logical references? I think it's repeated. So I am repeating the question number 42. It's a repeated question, not the question number 42. I am reading here. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. As a large number of the workers in our country are employed in unorganized sector, India does not need to change the present conventional system of education. There is nowhere mentioned कि अगर हमारा education ऐसा रहेगा तो हम unorganized sector में employ कर सकते हैं. That's a wrong statement. It's not an assumption here. So the one is not correct. Second, even with its present conventional classroom system of education, India produce sufficient number of skilled workforce. India produce the sufficient number of the skilled workforce. Fully realize the benefits of demographic dividend. Yes, this is the assumptions not mentioned, I think. Yes. Even with its present conventional classroom system of education, India produces sufficient number of skilled workers to fully realize the benefit of. This is not an idea behind the passage कि benefits के बारे में बात ही नहीं हो रही. They're talking about the one size fit for all and the time duration के बारे में बात हो रही है. So second is also not correct. So the question number 42 answer will be D. The question number 42 answer is D. Now let's move to the next passage. The next passage is related to the adolescence. Everybody passed through this phase, the adolescence. Let's see how many get the correct answer. When a child reaches adolescence, there is appropriate to be a conflict between the parents and the child. Yes, होता है कि जब आप 15, 16, 17 साल की एज में होते हैं तो यू आर थिंकिंग कि आप ही भगवान हैं, पेरेंट्स को कुछ नहीं आता, यू आर, आपको सब पता. And the child, since the latter consider himself to be by now quite capable of managing his own affairs. You try to be managing, सब कुछ मैं ही manage कर लूँगा, father mother को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, I'm now adult now, that's kind of thinking. While the formers are filled with the parental solitudes, which is often disguised for love of power. Parents consider usually that the various moral problems which arise in the adolescence are peculiarly their province. The options they express, however, are so dogmatic that young seldom confide in them and usually go their own way in secret. It's about adolescence, how you are behaving when you're adolescence. You're not considering your parents because you think you are able to manage your affairs. So now let's come to the options here. Question. Based on the above passage, the following assumption have been made. The adolescent does not feel comfortable with his parents because they tend to the dominating and assertive. Yes, this is the assumption. That's why the writer is writing, during the adolescence, you are not considering your parents. The first assumption is accurately correct. The second, the adolescent of modern time does not have much respect for parents. It's not mentioned anywhere. ऐसा नहीं है कि you are not respecting your parents. उसके बारे में बात ही नहीं हो रही. But at the time you are thinking you are the one, you can deal with your affairs. So second is not correct here. The statement is not correct. The first is correct. So the answer here will be A. The answer of the question number 43 will be A. Now let's move to the question number 44. The question number 44 is also the same passage. Which one of the following statements reflect the best central idea of the passage? Parents in general may not be of much help when children are on their way to become adults. इसी के बारे में बात हो रही है mainly passage में. The passage revolving around it. Let's read to the next one. When children reach adolescence, involvement of parents in their life is unnecessary. ऐसा नहीं है. Even the passage is not telling us about it. Modern day nuclear families, कि इसके बारे में बात ही नहीं हो रही है न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज के बारे में. Modern society, adolescents tend to be stubborn, disobedient, ऐसा भी नहीं बात हो रही. This is not mentioning in the passage anywhere. So the answer of this question will be A. The question number 44. Answer is A. The question number 44, answer is A here. Okay. Now let's move to the question number 45. The question number 45 is, what is the number of 5 used in the numbering of 260 पेज की बुक है, उसको नंबर करने के लिए कितने 5s आएंगे बीच में, हमें वो बताना है. As we know, in between 1 to 100 there are 25s, like 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. Then the lane of the 5, 51, 52, 53, 54, that's till 59. Then 65, then 75, then 85, then 95. तो टोटल अगर हम 5 को काउंट करेंगे, in between 1 to 100 there are 20. Similarly, in between 101 to 100, 200, there are the 25 again. Then in between 201 to 300, there are the 25. Total there are the 65 till 300. But we need to tell till 260 तक हमें बताना है. So after 260, let's see how many 5s. 265, that's 1. 275, that's 2. 285, that's 3. 295, that's 4. So there are the 4, 5 after the 260. So I can deduct 4 from 60. Then the answer of this question will be 56. So the question number 45 is answer will be 56. Again a simple question. अगर आपको ये idea है, or if you're counting it, count करके it will take a 2-3 minutes. Otherwise it's a 30-second question. You can mark your answer. The question number 45, answer is 56, D. Now let's move to the next question, the question number 46. What is the sum of the first 28 term in the following sequence. You can directly add here, like this is a pattern here, 1 1, then 2 1, then 3 2 1, then 4 3 2 1, then 5 4 3 2 1, then 6 5 4 3 2 1. हमें बताना है 28, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 20 21 22. 7 6 5 4 3 2 1, then the 8. इन सब टर्म्स को आप ऐड करेंगे फ्रॉम 1 टू, दिस इज द पैटर्न, 1 1 2 1 2 3 2 1 4 3 2 1 5 4 3 2 1 6 5 4 3 2 1 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. then you will add it, then your answer will come to B 84. तो आप इनको सिंपली ऐड कर सकते हैं, दैट्स आंसर विल बी द 84. आपको टोटल 28 टर्म्स लेने, दैट विल बी कंप्लीटेड बाय हियर. ये आपके यहाँ तक कंप्लीट हो जाएंगे 2 तक, तो यू कैन राइट हियर. So that's the answer of this question will be 84. Question number 46, answer will be 84. Now come to the question number 47. The question number 47 is a person buy 3 articles P, Q, R for 3,330 rupee. P cost 25% more than the R. R cost 20% more than the Q. Then what is the cost of the P? So here is given P plus Q plus R is equal to 3330. If P cost 25 more than R, then we can write P is equal to R plus 25. This is given in the question. Then next we can write R is equal to 20 plus Q. So P is equal to R plus 25 and R is equal to 20 plus Q. If I am considering Q is 100 here, अगर मैं Q को 100 consider करता हूँ, then R will be 120 and P will be the 25% more than R, then the P will be the 150 because it's the 25% more than R. It is 25% more than R, so we are having the 100, 120 and 150. यहाँ तक सब कुछ clear है? We are having the 100, 120 and the 150. So if we are adding these like 100 plus 120 plus 150 means 15 plus 27 and 10. There are total 37 units. 37 units is equal to 330. 1 unit is equal to 330 by 37. यहाँ से हम निकाल लेंगे. Then the value of the 1 unit can be like you can divide here. आपके पास वैल्यू आ जाएगी सिंपल, देन यू कैन पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ द P हियर कि आप P का वैल्यू आराम से निकाल सकते हैं. व्हेन यू आर गेटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ द 1 यूनिट, जब आपके पास 1 यूनिट का वैल्यू आ जाएगा, देन यू कैन इजीली कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू ऑफ P. अगर आपको डिवाइड करेंगे तो यू कैन गेट द 90, द वैल्यू ऑफ 1 यूनिट इज 90, देन द वैल्यू ऑफ द P यूनिट्स D, आंसर विल बी 1350. 15 into 9, 135. 15 into 9, that's a 135 here. Simple question. A person buy 3 articles P plus Q plus R is given 3330. This is the value given here. The question is saying P is 25% more than R. R is 20% more than Q. If I am considering Q is equal to 100 rupees, then R is 20% more than Q, then R is equal to 120. And P is 25% more than R. If it is 25% more than R, P is equal to 150. Then P plus Q plus R is equal to 330. So I can add 10, 12, 15, 37 units is equal to 3330. यहाँ पे हमने लिखा है. It is equal to 3330. Then 3330 is divided by 37. When it dividing these by 37, then the answer will be 90. So the 1 unit cost we are getting is the 90. Where in the P it's a 15 units. So 15 units into 90, that is a 1350. So the answer of question number 47 is D. Right? Answer of question number 47 is D. Now let's come to the question number 48. If the sum of the 2-digit number, if the sum of the 2-digit number AB and CD is the 3-digit number 1CE, अगर मैं ऐड करता हूं AB and CD, I will get 1CE. This the question is saying. ये क्वेश्चन कहने वाला where the letter A B C D denote distinct digits के बारे में बता रहे हैं. Then what is the value of A. If I am saying B and D ऐड करके E बन रहा है, बट इफ दे आर नॉट कैरिंग फॉरवर्ड 1, अगर वो 1 को कैरी फॉरवर्ड नहीं करते तो A प्लस C इज इक्वल टू 1C. A प्लस C 1C देंगे. A plus C 1C देंगे. The second condition, if it is not carrying forward, then the condition will be different. If it is not carrying forward the thing, then there is a different condition, that is the A plus C is equal to 10 plus C. तो इसके एक कंडीशन मैं लिख सकता हूँ यहाँ पे. The first condition A plus C is equal to 1C. 1C को मैं लिख सकता हूँ 10 plus C. That is the one condition. यहाँ पे A की वैल्यू 10 आ रही है. The A value is 10 here. But it is not possible because it's a single digit number. A value is 10 here, so it's not possible. It's a single digit number. The second condition we can write here, when there is a carry forward, A plus C plus 1 is equal to 1C. A plus C plus 1. यहाँ पे condition है. The first condition, when there is no carry forward, when there is no carry forward from the B and D, in that case A plus C is equal to 1C. अगर कोई carry forward नहीं हो रहा है तो A plus C is equal to 1C. Means A plus C is equal to 10 plus C. तो means यहाँ पे A की वैल्यू 10 आ रही, but that should be a single digit number. Single digit number होगा तो this is not possible. So the first impression is not possible. If there is a carry forward from the A, if carry forward होता है तो we can write A plus C plus 1 is equal to 10 plus C. We can write that, right? Then C, then A is equal to 10 minus 1, and A is equal to 9 here. A is equal to 9 here, so the answer will be A. Simple idea है, आपको ऐड करना है, that's given. A, B and C, D is the 3 digit number है हमारे पास. Where the letter A, B, C, D denote distinct digits. Then what is the value of A? अलग अलग digits बता रहे हैं तो single digit number होगा. तो A, B, C, D ऐड होके 1CE हमारे पास आता है. If B and D से कोई भी carry forwards नहीं हो रहा है, then the A plus C is equal to 1C. 1C is the second place, so I can write A plus C is equal to 10 plus C. If A plus C is the 10 plus C, then the C and C can be cancelled out, so A is equal to 10 here. In the second case, if there is a carry forward from the B, then A plus C plus 1. If there is a carry forward from the B, 1 is the carry forward. A plus C plus 1 is equal to 10 plus C. I can cross check the A plus C. So C से cut down हो जाएगा. So A plus 1 is equal to 10, then A is equal to 9. So the question number 48, answer will be A, that is the 9. The question number 48, answer will be A, that is 9. Now let's come to the question number 49. The three numbers X, Y, Z are selected from the set of first 7 natural numbers such that X is greater than 2Y greater than 3Z. How many such triplets X, Y, Z are possible? So the question is saying 3 numbers है यहाँ पे from the 7 natural numbers. 7 natural number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the 7 natural numbers and there is the condition given. That is the अगर कोई भी triplet बनेगा, in that triplet X should be greater than 2Y and 2Y should be greater than 3Z. 2Y should be greater than 3Z. अगर मैं यहाँ पे consider करता हूँ 6, I am considering 6 here, then the 2Y should be कितना होना चाहिए? The triplet किस form में बने? What should be the form of a triplet? Then it can be the 6 2 1. 6 to 1 हो सकता है एक triplet because the 2 into 2 4, 3 into 1 Z, so it is in the same sequence 6 to 1. The first triplet can be the 6 to 1. The second triplet can be here the 5 to 1. Third triplet can be here 7 to 1 and the third triplet can be here 7 3 1. So there can be the 4 triplet which is following the condition given in the question paper. Which is following the condition given in the question paper 6 to 1, 5 to 1, 7 to 1 and 731. These are the four triplets which are following the condition of x is greater than 2y is greater than 3z. Then there are the seven distinct 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is given. So these can be the four triplets can form. So the answer of this question will be D. The question number 49 answer is D. The question number 49 answer will be D. Now let's move to the question number 50. It's an easy question. अगर आपको simple करना है तो you can add make the equations. मैं बता देता हूँ कैसे बनाना है. The total cost of 4 orange, I can consider the orange as a Q. 6 mango and 8 apples. Apples considered as A, mango considered as M, is equal to twice of the total cost of 1 orange, 2 mango plus 5 apple. यहां से आपके पास एक इक्वेशन आ जाएगी Q plus M is equal to A वाला. The second case में the total cost of 1 orange, 1 mango is equal to the cost of 1 apple. The second equation is this. If you find this equation solving the value like this, Q plus M is equal to A, then both the statements are correct, 1 and 2. If their value is matching, if the value of both the statements are matching, then this question is correct, and they are also matching. So the answer of this question will be C. So you can directly solve. आपको सिर्फ equation में जो लिखा है वो लिखना है, compare करना है, and the answer is in front of you. So the answer of question number 50 is C. The answer of question number 50 is C here. Now let's move to the question number 51, that is the passage. So here passage, when an international team of the pumped carbon dioxide and the water mixed into the underground basalt rocks. A team of the pumped carbon dioxides and water mixed into the basalt rocks. Basic chemistry took place. The acidic mixture dissolved rock, calcium and magnesium and formed limestone. Basically carbon dioxide is converted into stone, exclaimed the scientist. In your geography or in the environment, you are learning this concept. When a pumped carbon dioxide into water into the underground basalt rock, एक रिएक्शन होता है जिसकी वजह से कार्बन स्टोरेज इंक्रीज होता है. दैट रिएक्शन इज नोन एज द कार्बन सिक्वेस्टेरियन. दैट प्रोसेस इज नोन एज द कार्बन सिक्वेस्टेरियन. ठीक है. सो बेसिकली पैसेज अबाउट कार्बन सिक्वेस्टेरियन की. सेकंड जहां पे कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है, द एसिडिक मिक्सचर डिजोल्व रोक कैल्शियम एंड मैग्नीशियम एंड फॉर्म द लाइमस्टोन. की फॉर्मेशन ऑफ लाइमस्टोन. एक तो हो गया कार्बन सिक्वेस्टेरियन के बारे में, सेकंड हो गया फॉर्मेशन ऑफ लाइमस्टोन. सेकंड हो गया फॉर्मेशन ऑफ लाइमस्टोन. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू द लाइमस्टोन. दिस इज द टू काइंड ऑफ थिंग जहां पे आप ज्यादा कंफ्यूज हो सकते हैं. गुड इवनिंग टू जॉय. One is the carbon sequestrian, second is the formation of the limestone. Let's look at the questions here. Which one of the following statement best reflect the most logical, rational and practical suggestion implied by the passage? The first is, it is a cheap and practical method to produce limestone at commercial level for building purpose. Is there anywhere written it's a cheap method? It is anywhere written it's a commercial method for using the limestone, for producing the limestone? Nowhere. So the first will be not correct. This can be used as one of the method of the carbon sequestrian. जो हमने पैसेज पढ़ते ही सबसे पहला इंस्टेंस देखा, that can be the part of carbon sequestrian. Let's consider it. Let's move to the third one. Basalt rock can be made a good source of calcium and magnesium minerals by this method. अगर हम क्वेश्चन पे जाएं जहां पे सेकंड पार्ट हमने देखा, mixture dissolve the calcium and magnesium and form the limestone. कैल्शियम और मैग्नीशियम को डिजोल्व करके लाइमस्टोन बना रहा है, बट नॉट अ सोर्स ऑफ द मैग्नीशियम एंड कैल्शियम जैसा स्टेटमेंट में बताया जा रहा है. दिस कैन बी यूज्ड एज वन ऑफ द बेसाल्ट रॉक कैन बी मेड एज अ गुड सोर्स ऑफ कैल्शियम एंड मैग्नीशियम मिनरल बाय दिस मेथड. कैल्शियम मैग्नीशियम तो डिजोल्व हो गया ना, लाइमस्टोन बन गया. तो दैट इज नॉट द आइडिया ऑफ द पैसेज. तो सी इज आल्सो इनकरेक्ट. Good rock dissolving acid can be produced by mixing carbon dioxide in water. No, this is not an answer. So the answer of the question number 51 is B. The answer of the question number 51 is B. Now let's move to the question number 52. The question number 52 is saying here, geographer analyze 175 satellites, image of the ocean colors. Analyze the 175 satellites, images of the ocean colors, which indicate a phytoplankton productivity. Means satellites के through scientists ने देखा कि phytoplankton productivity बढ़ रहा है. Phytoplankton productivity को increase कर रहा है, which is an indicator of the phytoplankton productivity at the ocean surface, and found that giant icebergs are responsible for storing 20% of the carbon in the southern oceans. तो second कि ये कार्बन स्टोर करते हैं, दैट्स assumption जिसके बेसिस पे बोला गया कि 20% ऑफ कार्बन स्टोर इन द साउदर्न ओशन. Researchers discovered that melting water from giant icebergs, which contain iron and other nutrient, supports unexpectedly high level of phytoplankton growth. Next argument, जहां से जो minerals निकले हैं, that's a nutrient from the sea, that is help in the growing of the phytoplanktons. तो मेन आइडिया तीन है, that increase the indicator of the phytoplanktons कि phytoplanktons का numbers increase हो रहा है. In the case of productivity की बात करें on the surface, when the giant icebergs are melting, then they release the nutrient. That nutrient lead to the growth of the phytoplanktons. Passage is limited till the phytoplanktons. Passage phytoplanktons के beyond नहीं जा रहा. ठीक है, तो अगर बात करें तो passage is limited to the phytoplanktons and the giant iceberg. Phytoplanktons and the growth of phytoplanktons. It is not moving toward the food chain. Passage ना तो food chain की बात कर रहा है. They are only talking about the phytoplankton. They are not talking about the food chain. Even they are not talking about the food web. इन दोनों में से भी किसी की बात नहीं कर रहे. They are limited to the phytoplanktons. As the syntax of the passage, our answer should be based on the passage only. Now let's look the question. Based on the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. What are the assumptions can be made on the above passage? The first, giant iceberg have a bearing on the primary productivity and food chain of the southern ocean. No. This is not talking about the food chain. It's only focus on the growth of the phytoplanktons. The passage is about the growth of the phytoplanktons, not the productivity of the food chains. So first is incorrect. Melting of the giant iceberg can produce climate change effect and impact world fisheries. ये तो गलत ही है. So the answer of this question will be D, not A. The answer of this question will be D. The question number 52 answer will be D. The question number 52 answer is D. Clear? Why I am saying it's D, not A? Because it's not talking about the food chain. So assumptions में food chain की बात कहीं नहीं आएगी, because it's completely based on the phytoplankton. Now let's move to the next passage. Evolution has endowed caterpillar that the feed on cone with a unique ability. The feed on the cone with a unique ability. They can induce the plant to turn off its defense against insect predator. They can induce the plant to turn off its defense against the insect predators. An important line. This helps caterpillar to eat more and grow faster. The agent that caused this effect is the caterpillar feces. The find could throw new light on the compounds associated with the plant response to pathogen like fungi or bacteria. Means pathogen से plant को कैसे बचाया जा सकता है उसके बारे में बात हो रही है. How the caterpillar is eating and focusing on the specifically turn off its defense system के बारे में बात हो रहा है. Now let's come to the question. The question, which one of the following statement is best reflect the most rational, logical and practical message conveyed by the passage? Farmers can use caterpillar, नहीं बात हो रही कहीं पे भी. They are not talking about it. Because we are focusing on the inference, reflect the most logical, rational and practical message के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, not on the assumptions. The finding can help in the development of clinically useful antimicrobial compounds. इसके बारे में भी हम लोग बात नहीं कर रहे. This finding can help in the development of organic, ecological, sustainable pesticide. Yes, this can be. Let's consider it. Caterpillar can genetically modify it to predator of the other plants. No, हम modification के बारे में भी नहीं बात कर रहे हैं. So the most accurate answer of this question will be C. The question number 53 answer will be C. Okay, now let's move to the question number 54. In the question number 54, it's a question is about 3 raised to power 32 raised to power 5. The question is not it like this. The question is 32 raised to power 5 plus 2 raised to power 27. 32 raised to power 5 and 2 raised to power 27. You can answer this question without looking even at the कुछ नहीं देखना, सीधा answer options देखो, you can mark the answer. कैसे? If I'm writing this 2 raised to power 5 raised to power 5, I can write it because 32 is 2 raised to power 5 plus 2 raised to power 27. Means इनका जो sum आएगा वो even आएगा. The sum is even. So it should be divisible by even only. Odd से divide हो नहीं सकता even number. So this is odd, this is odd, this is odd. So C is only even. So the answer is C. It can only be divisible by 10, not by 3, not by 7, not by 11. So how you can implement your information is a simple divisible rule, odd even, जो हमने बात भी करी even in the few last question से पहले. 3 raised to power 20, 32 raised to power 5, 2 raised to power 27. I can write the 2 raised to power 5 to 5, so can easily understand 2 raised to power जितना भी होगा, that will be even concept. 2 raised to power 27 will be a even concept. So even plus even will be even, and that can only be divided by the even number. So there is no need to solve this question. तो आप सीधा mark कर सकते हैं. 3 cannot be the answer, 7 cannot be the answer, 10 will be the answer because it's an even number, 11 cannot be the answer. So you can mark, it's a question number 54, answer will be C. Now let's come to the question number 55. The question number 55 is here. Let's P and Q be the positive integer satisfying the P is greater than Q. P plus Q is equal to K. P is the smallest value of K and does not determine P and Q uniquely. Means ऐसे cases हमें चाहिए जहाँ पे P and Q uniquely ना बने, कि value uniquely ना आए, मतलब एक value ना आए, multiple values वहाँ पे आए. So this is question about that. This is an algebra question. It means if the P and Q are the positive integers satisfying P is less than Q and P plus Q is equal to K, what is the smallest value of K that does not determine the value of P. अगर मैं लिख रहा हूँ, lights come from the option. If I am considering K is equal to 3, if I am considering K is equal to 3, then P plus Q is equal to K. This is given in the equation. So I can write either it like 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. यहाँ पे P and Q की यूनिक वैल्यू है, इसके अलावा कोई वैल्यू नहीं हो सकती, बट वी नीड टू बी टेल जहाँ पे यूनिक वैल्यू ना हो. तो इफ वी एम कंसीडरिंग K is equal to 4, then P plus Q is equal to K. That can be the 3 plus 1. That can be the 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. That here is also the value of the P and Q is unique. So the 4 cannot be the answer. Now let's come to the 5. If I am considering K is equal to 5, then the value of P and Q can be 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. And it can also be 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. So यहाँ पे मेरे पास दो वैल्यू आ रही हैं P and Q की. Either it can be 2 or 3 or it can be 1 or 4. There are two kind of the value. Either it's a 2 or 3 or it's 1 or 4. There are the two unique value of it. So we can write the 5 is the answer जहाँ पे हमें unique value मिलेगा क्वेश्चन में. कुछ का आंसर ये भी होगा कि 6 क्यों नहीं है when 5 it is. If I'm writing the 6, P plus Q is equal to K. If I'm considering K is equal to 6, then it can be the 4 plus 2 is equal to 6 or 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. But there is a specific unique positive integer. Unique positive integers, same positive integers नहीं हो सकते. So that's why 6 will not be the answer. The answer will be the 5. Question number 55. Answer is C. That is the 5. Now come to the question number 56. It is a direction sense question. It's an easy question. So I will directly tell the answer of this question. It's an answer C. Direction sense question. You can make a direction like this, like the east, west, north, south, and move according to directions. Move according to directions. Then you can get the right answer. So the answer of question number 56 is C. Now let's move to the question number 57. Again, this is a question of the direction sense. A person walk 100 meters, west end, turn left, then 25-degree turn clockwise, in which the direction he is walking. Again, it's a direction sense question. You can directly make the directions and like the east, west, north, south, and you can turn angle of 20-25. Each angle is 90 degree here. Each angle is 90 degree. अगर वो बोल रहे 21 225, 90 plus 90 180 plus 45, तो इस तरीके की डायरेक्शन मिलेगी. अकॉर्डिंग टू द क्वेश्चन जाओ, ट्राई टू सॉल्व इट. So the question number 57 answer is D. The question number 57 answer is D. Question number 58 पे आते हैं. Question number 58. It's like a similar kind of a syllogism, not the syllogism. Statement is given followed by the two conclusions, number 1 and 2. Consider the statement and the conclusion. Statement number 1. India is the world largest producer of milk. Let's okay. ठीक है, मैंने मान लिया India is the largest producer of milk है. Conclusion number 1. India is the world largest exporter of milk. ऐसा तो कोई conclusion नहीं निकाला जा सकता. अगर largest producer है, it's not mean India is the largest exporter also. We can also be the consumer. हो सकते हैं, लेकिन largest importer नहीं है. So that cannot be concluded. So conclusion 1 is not concluded from the given statement. Second is conclusion India does not import milk. ये भी possible हो सकता है India import करे, consumption ज़्यादा हो, production कम हो, लेकिन production world level पे ज़्यादा हो सकता है. ठीक है ना, मान लो प्रोडक्शन मैं 100 लीटर मिल्क का करता हूँ, मेरा कंजम्पशन 120 लीटर है, तो आई विल इंपोर्ट 20 लीटर्स ना. तो आई कैन नॉट कंक्लूड, अगर मैं लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर हूँ तो आई कैन नॉट इंपोर्ट, आई कैन. So the second is also not correct. So the answer is here D. This kind of the question UPSC has in habit to ask in 2011-12. This is the decision making question जो आपको आना चाहिए. So the question number 58 answer will be D. Now let's come to the question number 59. It's a very small fonts, let me tell you. A question is given followed by the two statements. 1 and 2, consider the question and the statements. The first statement, what are the value of m and n, where m and n are the natural numbers? Statement number 1. M plus n is greater than, the statement number 1 is given, m plus n is greater than mn, and condition is given m is greater than n. This is the first statement, m is greater than n. The second statement is given, product of m and n is 24. The product of m and n is 24. So first statement के through I am having no value, m plus n greater than mn. बहुत सारे cases में हो सकता है m plus n greater than mn. There can be multiple cases. अगर मैं लेता हूँ 7 plus 4 11, नहीं है ग्रेट. 7 into 4 28 आ रहा है, तो ग्रेटर नहीं है. तो आई नीड अ यूनिक वैल्यू ऑफ इट जहाँ पे m plus n greater than mn हो और m greater than n हो. So through the first statement I cannot answer the question. Now in the second statement ये given है. In the second statement is given the product of m and n is 24. The product of m and n is 24. That product can be 8 into 3. That product can be 12 into 2. तो कुछ भी हो सकता है वो प्रोडक्ट, या तो 8 into 3 हो सकता है और 12 into 2 भी हो सकता है. So through the only single statement अगर हम यूज करें, one statement or two statement, we cannot solve the answer. But if I merge the statement number 1 and statement number 2, अगर मैं दोनों स्टेटमेंट को ऐड कर देता हूँ, आई एम हैविंग द m plus n is greater than mn, ये भी है मेरे पास. और सेकंड कंडीशन m and n is equal to 24 भी given है मेरे पास. So in that case I can get the answer. So the answer can be given by using the both the statements. So the answer of the question number 59 will be C. The answer of the question number 59 will be C. So in these kind of the question you need to solve the each statement, means these are the time consuming questions. आपको चेक करना होगा कि only the one statement is helpful, both helpful हैं, दोनों को मिला के हो सकता है कि दोनों से individually हो सकता है. So you need to be solve each statement. So these are the time consuming questions. So the answer of this question is C. and the UPSC introduced these questions in more amount. Like the question are 14 to 15 questions in this paper. So the question number 59, answer is C. Now come to the question number 60. I hope it is visible now. It is visible? Okay. The question number 60 is saying, what is the minimum required time required for download a software? एक सॉफ्टवेयर को डाउनलोड करने में कितना टाइम रिक्वायर होगा? The size of the software is 12 MB. The first statement is saying the size of the software is 12 MB. The second is saying the transfer rate is 2.4 KB. The transfer rate is 2.4 KB. अगर बेसिकली देखोगे तो मुझे बता दो कि मुझे 2 GB का फोल्डर डाउनलोड करना है, लेकिन आपको इंटरनेट स्पीड ही नहीं पता. You don't know the internet speed. How you can tell what is the time taken to download that software? नहीं बता सकते ना. तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट के थ्रू नहीं बता सकते. The second statement, the transfer rate they are telling कि 2.4 KB. जब तक मुझे नहीं पता होगा कि सॉफ्टवेयर कितना बड़ा है, 1 GB है, 500 MB है, 100 MB है, 10 MB है, I cannot tell how much time it will take. So I should know the कितने GB का सॉफ्टवेयर, कितने MB का सॉफ्टवेयर है, एंड कितना बड़ा फाइल है, प्लस द स्पीड ऑफ द इंटरनेट क्या है, दोनों को मिलाऊंगा, देन ओनली आई कैन टेल व्हाट कैन बी द टाइम टेकन टू डाउनलोड दिस सॉफ्टवेयर. So the answer of this question number 60 is C. It's like a general information. आप अपने मोबाइल में भी मूवीज डाउनलोड करते होंगे. 2 GB का मूवी डाउनलोड करने में आपको आइडिया होता है कि इट विल टेक ऑलमोस्ट 15 मिनट्स, क्योंकि यू नो योर इंटरनेट स्पीड्स की 5G यूज कर रहे हैं, तो इंटरनेट स्पीड के अकॉर्डिंग 10-15 मिनट्स में हो जाना चाहिए. बट आपको यही नहीं पता मूवी 20 GB की 25 GB की है और आपका इंटरनेट कनेक्शन KB में स्पीड दे रहा है. आपको इनमें से एक ही डेटा पता है, तो यू कैन नॉट टेल कि कितनी देर में मूवी डाउनलोड हो सकती है. So the question number 60, answer is C. The question number 60, answer is C. Now let's come to the question number 61. It is again the passage, in a robust democracy. Okay, democracy की बात हो रही है. In a robust democracy, reality, howsoever inconvenient, it may be find its expression both in speech of political leaders and the other social form of assertions. We can find it in the political leaders की statements में, or we can also find in the social forms of assertions. The existence of the real has to be transparent, both through its circulation in and by the media, as well as its argumentative articulation in the deliberative democracy. A normatively responsible media, through its communication effect, has the responsibility to circulate the content of reality without distortion. Circulate the content of reality without the distortion. So they are talking about the political leaders की speech में democracy के बारे में बात हो रही है, deliberative democracy के बारे में बात हो रही है. Responsible media through the communication, the responsibility to circulate the content. आपके सामने जो real information है, मीडिया का काम है वो पहुंचाना. तो मीडिया के बारे में बात हो रही है, डेमोक्रेसी के बारे में बात हो रही है, डिस्टॉर्टेड इंफॉर्मेशन के बारे में बात हो रही है. Now let's come to the question. Which one of the following statement best reflect the crux? Crux passage क्या है? निचोड़ क्या है? What is the crux of the passage? Now let's come to the options. Responsible media should not distort the real and ideal democracy. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे, that's the crux of the passage. हमेशा लास्ट लाइन कंक्लूड करते हैं तो उस टाइम पे crux given होता है. अगर नहीं given है तो आपको बनाना होता है. यहाँ पे given है, so the answer is 1 here. The question number, इसका आंसर 1. Let's move to the another statement also. Fake news सेम नहीं बात हो रही है. There should be not any kind of restriction on the freedom of expression, ये भी नहीं बात हो रही है. Irresponsible media and the political leaders cannot be effectively controlled ideal democracy, ये भी नहीं बात हो रही है. So the answer is A here. Now let's move to the question number 62. Nowadays there is a growing trend to use interconnected home devices. IoT की बात हो गई, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स की बात हो गई, इंटरनेट कनेक्टेड डिवाइसेस, AI की बात हो गई. अब AI के AC हैं, AI के TV हैं, उनकी बात हो रही है. As consumers increasingly network their homes, the connected home devices manufacturers and the service providers will seek to overcome thin profit margin by the gathering more of our personal data with or without our agreement, turning the home into a corporate storefront. Corporate markets will have the powerful incentive to observe consumer behavior to understand the buying needs and preference of the device owners. डिवाइस के बारे में बात हो रही है, प्रॉफिट मार्जिन्स के बारे में बात हो रही है, कॉर्पोरेट्स के बारे में बात हो रही है, एंड कनेक्टेड डिवाइस मैन्युफैक्चरर एंड सर्विस प्रोवाइडर विल सीक थिन प्रॉफिट मार्जिन बाय गैदरिंग मोर एंड पर्सनल डेटा। तो पर्सनल डेटा को कॉम्प्रोमाइज किया जा रहा है थिन मार्जिन ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स। डेटा चाहिए लेकिन मार्जिन कम होगा तो भी चलेगा, तो उसके बारे में बात हो रही है। So let's come to the option here. Which one of the following statement best reflect the most logical, rational and practical message implied by this passage? क्या message है? Knowledge of the consumer behavior leads to more capital expenditure in manufacturing sector. नहीं. Practical message बताना है, ऐसा नहीं है. Knowledge of consumer behavior stimulates the growth of commerce and trade and thus helps in the overall economic development of the country. नहीं. Economic development of country के बारे में बात नहीं हुई है. Interconnected devices give a lot of comfort to homes. I know they given but not talked in the passage. I left only with the D. Interconnected devices can be at a security risk. Home users may have to privacy risk. जिसके बारे में पूरा passage है कि we will charge the less margin but data, privacy risk, security risk of the interconnected devices. So the question number 62, answer is D. Now let's come to the question number 63. The question is about green growth involves rethinking growth. Yes, environment के बारे में बात करते हैं तो need the rethinking growth. Strategy with regards to the impact on the environmental sustainability and vulnerable groups. In rethinking growth, we need to focus on the current reality of a resource constrained world. Current reality of the resource constrained world. Resource intensive and particular energy intensive process will need to make more efficient and resource frugal development. Resource का कम use हो और more efficient development हो with respect to the green growth. If we are to avoid the economic dead end of a world in which only a small elite is able to enjoy affluence in the midst of the sea of poverty. Sustainable growth की बात हो रही है, resources के use की बात हो रही है, हर किसी का availability की बात हो रही है, environmental sustainability की बात हो रही है. Let's see the question on it. Which of the following is the best reflect the crux? Again निचोड़ गया है passage का, crux of the passage. Environment sustainability is inimical over objective of achieving a high GDP. इसके बारे में बात नहीं हुई है पैसेज में. Poverty eradication is not possible without a rapid economic growth. ऐसे की बारे में बात नहीं हुई है. Maintain high environmental standard is now a prerequisite for achieving a steady, sufficient and inclusive growth. ये हो सकता है. With the large population, rampant poverty and limited resources of today's world, environmental degradation cannot be prevented and inequality is inevitable. ये extreme है. Cannot be prevented and inequality are inevitable. This is an extreme statement. So D is also incorrect. The answer will be C here. The question number 63, answer is C. The question number 63, answer is C. Let's move to the next question. Visible now. Question number 64. The question is given followed by statements. Statement number 1 and 2. Consider the question. The question: what is the unique value of x and y where x are distinct natural number? X and y are the distinct natural numbers. Statement 1 is given: x plus y. X divided by y. The statement number 1 is given: x divided by y is odd. X divided by y is equal to odd. There will number of the हो सकते, कुछ भी हो सकता है. The second statement: x into y is equal to 12. X into y is equal to 12. हमें बताना क्या है? The question is followed by consider the statements. Question: what are the unique value of x and y? X and y are the distinct natural numbers. X और y distinct natural number है. X divided by y is equal to odd number है. So in the first statement, there can be the various number where the x divided by y can be odd. बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं. 35 divided by 7 can be odd number. Similarly, the number like if I can divide 9 by the 3, that can also be the odd number. So yes, Shaneli Khan, we are considering it ki yeah, we are coming with the ancient history PYQ as well. So x by y if dy is equal to odd, so there can be the multiple numbers. 9 by 3 हो सकता है, 35 by 7 हो सकता है, 27 by 9 हो सकता है. There can be the various number that can be given the odd numbers. So in through the first statement I cannot answer the question. एक single statement से मैं unique answer नहीं दे सकता. The second, x y is equal to 12. Now I have an idea. X into y 12 है तो that can be 4 into 3 or 3 into 4 or 6 into 2. ये भी हो सकता है. So x into y can be the 12. So there can be a chances, yes I can, लेकिन मुझे वही देना जहाँ पे odd है. तो ये मुझे याद रखना है. If I am considering 6 divided by 2, it is a odd. So I can consider, yes, I can give the answer through the both the statements. So the answer will be C here. So question number 64, answer is C. Question, the statement based question also an easy question. अगर आप उनको अच्छे से समझ जाते हैं, तो they are also the easy question, but these are the time taking question. These are the time taking questions. You need to understand these questions well, then only you can answer. Now come to the question number 65. 65 पे आते हैं. The question is followed by the two statements 1 and 2. Consider the following. A certain amount was distributed among x, y, z. We don't know the amount. A certain amount है. Who received the least amount? A certain amount is given to x, y, z. We need to be tell who given the least amount. किसको given? Least amount. सबसे कम amount किसको मिला? The first. X received 4 by 5. X received the 4 by 5 of what y plus z received together. Y plus z को जो मिला है, उसका 4 by 5 टाइम x को मिला. Y plus z को जो मिला है, उसका 4 by 5 टाइम x को मिला, but we don't know y plus z को क्या मिला. तो we cannot tell the value कि किसको कितना मिला. The second statement, y received 2 by 7 of what x and z received. Y received 2 by 7 of what x and z received. तो यहाँ से y. तो अब मेरे पास दो इक्वेशंस बन जाएंगी, एक में y वैल्यू, एक में x वैल्यू. I will make the equation where I am getting the putting the value of x into the one equation. So there I can get the what is given to x, y and z. तो यहाँ से मैं निकाल सकता हूँ because I am having the two equation now. तो उन दोनों इक्वेशन में I can get the three values. So this question can be answered using the both the statement, but not using individual statements. So the question number 65 answer will be C. तो question number 65 का भी आंसर C होगा. Now let's move to the question number 66. Question number 66. Question number 66 is about a question is followed by two statements 1 and 2. Consider the question in the statements. Question number 1. If the average mark in the class are 60, average mark in the class are 60, then what is the number of students in the class? अगर मैं आपको बता दूं कि average marks of the prelims qualifying to pass is 90. I am telling you the average marks to qualify the prelims is 90. Can you tell me the total number of how many of the students are qualified for the prelims? कितने बच्चे qualify हुए हैं prelims qualify करने के? Can you tell me? बता सकते हैं? नहीं बता सकते. The highest marks in the class are 70 and the lowest marks are 50. मुझे पता लग गया कि highest marks 70 and lowest 50 है, तो I cannot even tell कि कितने number of student है. So I cannot answer this question even by the both the statements. So question number 66 answer will be D. I cannot answer the question by both the statements. So the answer of question number 66 will be D. Now let's move to the question number 67. Let's do quickly question number 67. In the case of the question number 67, the question is followed by the two statements 1 and 2. Consider the following questions. There are three distinct prime numbers whose sum is a prime number. Three prime numbers and that can be the there are three prime numbers that can be the x, y, z. These are distinct prime numbers and their sum is also the prime number. The sum is also prime number. That's the question. The statement number 1 is saying their sum is less than 23. Their sum is less than 23. ठीक है. कंडीशन हो सकती है क्योंकि सम इज लेस देन 23 प्राइम नंबर्स है, तो दैट कैन बी लाइक 11 7 3 5 एंड 11. दैट कैन 11 5 18 16 और 3 19. दैट कैन बी द 19 सम इज 19 लेस देन 23. एक ये कंडीशन हो सकती है. Second statement is saying one of the number is 5. The second condition is saying one of the number is 5. अगर मुझे नहीं भी पता कि second is 5 है, तो I can even get the answer from the statement number 1 because it's saying sum is less than 23. अगर sum less than 23 है तो मेरे पास प्राइम नंबर्स कौन कौन से हैं? 19 है, 17 है, इसके बाद 13 है, इसके बाद I can say कि 11 है, 7 है, 5 है, 3 है. I know कि 23 से कम है, 23 से कम 19 plus 5 24 नहीं हो सकता. 17 plus 5 that can be the 22, but there should be a unique 3 होना चाहिए, 3 numbers होना चाहिए. 17 plus 5 plus 7 नहीं हो सकता, 3 में नहीं हो सकता. Then 3 5 and 11 5 16 nothing 19, that can be the possible. 3 5 and 11 can be possible, but other triplets cannot be the possible. So only through the statement number 1 we can get the answer. So the question number 67 answer will be A. The question number 67 answer is A. So the answer of the question number 67 कितना होगा? A होगा. Easy question also. Question number 68 की बात करते हैं. The question number 68. Question if given followed by two statements, the x plus y is an integer, 2x plus y an integer, x plus 2y an integers. They are given x plus y is integer, x plus 2y is integer. Integers given, what we need to find out? Question, x plus y is an integer or not? तो through both the options we cannot find out कि integer है या नहीं है. वो negative में भी हो सकता है, positive में भी हो सकता है. In both the case it can be happen. You can solve it on your own. It's a simple question. अगर नहीं आता तो you can ping me on the Telegram group of the CSAT of Edukemy. So the answer of this question will be D. The answer of the question number 68 is D. I am going quickly because it's like almost more than 3 hours. So next come to the question number 69. The question number 69 is also the statement questions. A person buy 3 articles PQR by 50 for 50 rupee. PQR 50 rupee में खरीदे हैं. The price of the article Q is 16, which is list. We also know कि P plus Q plus R 50 है. Q का वैल्यू 16 है, जो सबसे कम है. Q का वैल्यू सबसे कम है 16 है. Means 34 is the value of P plus Q. P plus Q की वैल्यू 34 होगी. In that case we can tell कि या तो ये इक्वल डिवाइड होंगे 17 plus 17. 18 plus 16 हो नहीं सकते क्योंकि Q की वैल्यू 16 है. तो इस केस में we can give the answer through the A. Second, the cost of R is not more than that of the P. The cost of R is not more than of the P. तो यहाँ पे कंडीशन बता दिया कि इसने R की P से ज्यादा नहीं है. तो we can say that कि both can be equally divided and answered by both the statements. So question number 69, answer can be solved by the C. The answer can be solved by only the statement number C. So here, this question number 69 is answer C. Easy question था. Question number 70 again is the same kind of the question. A question is given followed by the two statements. The one PQRS appeared in a test. Yes. P scored more than Q. PQRS appeared हुए test में P scored more than Q. The second has P scored more than Q. This is the question. Okay. The sum of the marks scored by the P by Q. The sum of the marks scored by P and Q is equal to the sum of the marks scored by I and S. The first statement is saying P plus Q is equal to R plus S. This is saying the sum of the marks scored by P plus S is more than the sum of the marks scored by Q plus R. P plus S is greater than Q plus R. This is saying. So we cannot get the unique value through this equation if I am looking at. I am not getting the unique value of the each one. तो मैं इससे unique value नहीं निकाल सकता. Specifically, that's the idea about the asking this kind of question. अगर आप देख के बता सकते हैं कि इसके through unique value नहीं निकाल सकते, तो answer of this question will be D. So question number 70, answer will be D. Now let's come to the question number 71 quickly. Unlike the religions and the science, poetry does not or expect any belief in the absolute truth. Those forces or individuals who claim to have absolute truth in their grasp tend to turn dictatorial and tyrannical. Truth usually does not admit to the contradiction and imperfection. It is Unitarian. It is therefore not of much use for poetry. Poetry abides of the plurality of life and existence. Perhaps poetry follow reality. This is ज़्यादा philosophical, अगर आपको समझ नहीं आए कि इस kind of the passage, you can even leave in the paper, क्योंकि आपको 66 marks score करना है, but we will do it. Against the tyranny of the truth, poetry remains a paritician of the democratic reality. Against the arrogance of power, wealth and hierarchy, poetry proposes both humility and defiance. ठीक है, पोइट्री के बारे में बात हो रही है, तो लेट्स कम टू द क्वेश्चन. Which of the following statements reflect the most logical and rational message? It is the poetry, not the science or religion, which recognize and accept of imperfection in humans. Yes, it can be. क्योंकि imperfection humans की poetry के बारे में और science को compare किया गया, उसके बारे में ही बात हो रही है. Truth is revealed through the science and religion. No. Poetry is romantic imaginary. नहीं, इसके बारे में बात नहीं हुई है. In a world of violence, tyranny and bigotry, poetry is a form of dynamic resistance. This can be. In a world of violence, tyranny and bigotry, poetry is a form of a dynamic resistance. ये हो सकता है poetry is a form of dynamic resistance, so there is a confusion between A and D. So we will go with the answer A. In between A and D, we will go with the answer A. A और D हो सकता है, but we are going with the answer A because it's directly mentioned है कि हाँ ये आंसर होना चाहिए. Question number 71 के बाद question number 72 पे आते हैं. It's again the passage. The flower was not invented to please us. It flaunted its petals and sprayed its perfumes to attract some insects. The insects carries the pollen grains from flower to flower so that the pollen is not carried away by winds and thus not wasted. What we call a flower beauty is merely a byproduct and a human invention. The perfume is not there to please us because it is there and we have been conditioned to it. ये पहले से ही था. Like the flower attract the insects. It's about the pollination, वो attract करते हैं, तो पहले से ही perfume था. It's not specifically for, but लेकिन हम उसको conditioned में आ गए. The question: based on the above passage, the following assumption have been made. The author of the passage believed that flowers are the creation of nature's luxury. The author of the passage does not believe the usefulness of flowers except the things of beauty. No, it's not an assumption. Author of the passage believe that flowers are creation of nature's luxury. Let's see. No, it's not a nature luxury. We cannot get it from the passage. It's not a nature luxury as assumptions. So answer of this question will be D. The question number 72, answer will be D. Now let's move to the question number 73. Question number 73, again a two statement question. Age of P by Q less than a year. So you can do this question like इतने सारे हमने statements के question करें, you can directly do it. The answer of the question number 73 is A. I am not discussing this question. The answer of question number 73 is A. Similarly, let's come to the question number 74. 74 main statement followed by the statement PQRS. Choose the questions. Pradeep become either a director or a producer. Statement P. Pradeep is a director. Statement Q. Pradeep is a producer. Statement R. Pradeep is not a director. Statement S. Pradeep is not a producer. Select the answer. तो आप क्या बताएंगे? Pradeep is a director or a producer. Statement P क्या है? तो इस answer will be the C. Both SP and the RQ can be the answer. Both SP and the RQ. It's a logical deduction. These kind of the questions are the logical deductions. So you can deduce the information of the given statements in the answers. So the answer of the question number 74 is D. Now let's come to question number 75. I'm telling you the answer. The answer of the question number 75 is equal to D. Question number 75. You just need to change the symbols. It's a multiplication, division, etc. So you can directly do. Question number 75. Answer is D. Now let's come to the question number 76. Question number 76 is also answer D. It's the question number 76. Answer D. Now come to the question number 77. It's a question of related to the logical reasoning. In a certain code, ABCD is written as 24, EFG is written as 16, 18. So you can easily count it, this question also. The answer of question number 77 is A. The question number 77 answer is A. Now come to the like ये आपको simple सा ABCD 24 है तो 1, 2, 3, 4 को multiply करके किया है 4 से 12, 24. Similarly EFGH को 1680 लिखा है तो numbers को multiply किया गया है. EFGH का numbers कितना 5, 6, 7, 8 होता है तो multiplication करके लिखा गया. Similarly you can find out the numbers alphabetical series का number क्या है उसके according आप multiply कर सकते हैं. Question number 77A. Question number 78. Answer is D. The question number 78, answer is D. The simple question again, the POT is equal to TOP लिखा गया. किस कोड में किसको क्या लिखा जाता है? It's a coding decoding question, very easy questions. The question number 78, answer is D. Now come to question number 79. What will come in the place of the sequence 3, 14, 39, 84, 258 is a sequence question. So you can write like 1 cube plus 1 square plus 1. This is equal to 3. 2 cube plus 2 square plus 2 is equal to 14. Is equal to 14. Is equal to 3. Is equal to 14. Then 3 cube plus 3 square plus 3 is equal to 39. Then 4 cube plus 4 square plus 4 is equal to 84. Then 5 cube plus 5 square plus 5 is equal to 155. So here it will be the 155. So this is the pattern they are following. 1 cube plus 1 square plus 1, 3. 2 square plus 2 square plus 2, 14. 3 cube plus 3 square plus 3, 39. 4 cube plus 4 square plus 4 is equal to 84. So the answer of the question number 79 it will be B, 155. The answer of the question number 79 is B. Now let's come to the question number 80, and the answer of the question number 80 is B. So this is a task for you. You will solve by yourself the question number 80. The answer of this question is B. Okay, the answer of the question number 80 is B. So we discussed the CSAT question paper of UPSC CSC 2024. This set was A, so you can match your answer accordingly. I think all the answers are very created very well. अच्छे से conclusion करके calculate करके answers निकाले गए हैं. So there is a very less chances of the any issue with the any kind of the questions. कोई आपको लगता है कोई issue है तो you can directly mention into the Telegram group of the Edukemy. आप वहाँ पे message कर सकते हैं, send given in the comment section. इसके साथ साथ we are going to start our GS main sport program from the July 1. If you are thinking you are going to write in 2024 or 2025, you can join that program also. We are going to start our CSAT batch from the September first week. So you can also register for the CSAT batch. You can call to the Edukemy support. If you have any idea regarding the CSAT, what we can do, we are going to run this channel regularly. If you have any doubt related to CSAT, you want कि मैं कोई question solve करूँ आपके लिए, specifically there will be a daily question related to the CSAT on the Telegram group. You people can solve. Maybe the audio solution or the video solution will be provided for the each questions. So okay, we will meet tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. with the new class of the current affairs session related to the science of the month April and May. I will also discuss the question of science and technology of the this year in the tomorrow class at 3:30 p.m. Okay, we'll see you there at 3:30 p.m. Thank you everyone.